Hey, it's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. This is Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I am Ron Bennington. Now, Chris, it's your phone. Better get that. Is it your girlfriend?
No, actually.
Oh, too bad.
Put me on with her, please.
Yeah, we'd all love to see her. That song was, of course, dedicated to Chris Stanley. It's his favorite song of all time. By the way, that song from the mid-'90s sounds like Brooklyn in, let's say, 2012.
I know. It's almost like they were before their time.
He was a pre-hipster. He was supposed to be tribal. He was supposed to have barbed wire tattoo around his arm. That was so fucking awesome. Joe, who picked that song?
Ron Bennington.
Yes. Let me guess. Gail Bennington.
I was actually going to go with Ron Bennington on that one, too.
Well, then, okay, so it's already over. You guys are out. Chris, you didn't even get a chance to vote. You would have known it.
Of course I would have known.
Yeah.
I know the Dandies and the Jonestown so well.
You picked the Dandies over Jonestown because you like hits, and I admire that in you.
I like a nice big music video. I like a big European tour.
And you know what? I like that music video to Shadow Nirvana, yesterday's pick of the day. Vito was supposed to run our Snapchat. Yesterday was awful. And, he just got off to, I don't give a fuck start. It might be going to Joe soon. But Fat Jewish was just in the hall. And I'm like, wouldn't he be in your Snapchat? Wouldn't that be a Snapchat you wanted?
He would be perfect for Snap. He's a social media king.
And then Vito was standing in here and he goes like this, should I shoot him from here? I'm just like, just fucking forget it, Vito. This is the problem I have with people that are overly confident without putting any work into it. Because yesterday he was like, it'll be awesome. And everybody's like, is there a reason we're watching these?
I know. I'm just trying to figure out how Snapchat even works.
I think, if I got to go from my millennial, it's going to be Joe because Vito's more of a founder.
Yeah, I mean, he might be the founders generation.
The founders are that thing of they got so much love that they don't bother working. I was already told I was special. Either that or a young founder run by the name of Spencer Berger, our brand new intern. Perhaps he's the Snapchat king.
He could be
the 36th floor.
He could be the snapper we've been waiting for.
Maybe he's the Roman Polanski of the 36th floor.
I don't know this whole 36th floor thing.
Everybody's been saying it.
But back when you did social media, It was silent? Is that it? Was there sound yet? Was there color?
There was streaming, video, and audio. Periscope.
In the beginning of social media? Not yet. No. None of those things were happening yet.
I used to say, I'm going to watch Chris's Buffer, is what I would say. You're the Michael Buffer of 48th Street.
I'll take that.
So what's your feeling right now? Is it, does an old, long in the tooth Minnesota First Avenue boy get it? Or do we go for a young founder? A young intern who came in here the other day and just knocked our boots off.
I feel like Joe might be too old for Snap. He's already aged out.
Joe's too old for sex. That's the problem with Joe.
I mean, for my taste.
Yeah, well, sure. I know you're like a substitute teacher. All right, 844-ROCK-GOD is our number, 844-ROCK-GOD. We have a guest stopping by, and this was a very embarrassing situation. So I'm coming around here, and as always, running a little late. And I hear somebody yell, Ron. I don't even look. I just put my hand up and I yell, yo, like a fucking dick. And then I take 8 more steps and I just hear, it's Lisa Lampanelli, you asshole. You're such a big star, you don't look up. So Lisa Lampanelli's stopping by. Or should I now refer to her as Lisa Lampanelli, the playwright?
I know. She has a play coming out. That's awesome.
What's the name of this play, Chris?
Stuffed. She wrote it and she's starring in it.
Now, is it a one-woman show or is it an actual...
No, it's a play. I think there's 3 other cast members, but I think she's the main character.
Nothing for Uncle Dab Dab?
No, I don't believe he will be making an appearance.
Oh, a little love for Dab Dab.
Maybe he could like narrate the intro to the play.
Or just smoke dabs up there.
I just thought by throwing in dabs, you know what I mean? It would somehow seem like it's ready.
It's a dance. It's a drug. It's everything.
Oh, God. He did snap it. It's a snap of fat Jewish from behind walking away. Oh, God. Now it looks like he deleted it.
Oh, God. Don't cover it up.
Oh, God.
If the snap's out there, it's out there.
Look, I don't know how this stuff works. It's a looky-loo. I don't know what it is.
Or do they auto-delete? I'm not sure how snaps work.
Joe,
I feel
how do they
very
work?
old.
They're on the story for 24 hours, so people have 24 hours to view
So
them.
what do you do? Delete it, and now he's putting it up? Just be a cop in there, Joe. I want you to be honest.
Okay, well, I don't know. He didn't delete it yet. I think it maybe, I don't know. They're up for 24 hours before they auto-delete.
Why don't you be a cop rather than give me the generalization? All right, it is the Bennington show. It is I want to guess Wednesday?
It's Wednesday.
It is.
Which means tomorrow night is Unmasked, which means I better find out some shit about Big J. Okerson.
Oh, no.
Talk to some of his friends. Really get in there deep, you know?
Find out the real him.
Yeah.
Figure out a couple gotcha questions for him.
Yeah. I'm going to go like this. Then in 1987, you dropped someone off at an abortion clinic. You, bright-eyed teenager, borrowing your mom's car.
How did you find out about this?
It's my business to know these things, Jay.
Consider yourself unmasked.
Toe Jam found you in 1994. You told people it was an ingrown toenail, but I have records right here proving Toe Jam.
Oh, man. Somebody should.
Then your first interracial affair, 2004. You were a hip-hop comic hanging around with Keith Robinson. When brown sugar became the rage of the summer of 2004. I was probably throwing out numbers there where he would have been 8. You know, I think the abortion took place when he was 8. But this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, I'm trying to really go over my notes. He has a friend named Dan Soda. Is that it? Soda?
It's actually Soder. It's pronounced Soder.
Odd. Soder. All right. You have to sit through the rest of the story just to see the Fat Jewish. You have to watch all 5 of his things before Fat Jewish pops up?
No, I don't know how it works.
That's correct, yeah.
Why?
That's how Snapchat works.
So you can view the initial snap, and then if you want to repeat it and see it again, you have to go back and look at all the snaps that have taken place already.
Why?
It's the format.
That's his dumb format. That's like, oh, I want to watch, I missed the 8th thing of Silicon Valley. I missed episode 8.
Yeah.
So I got to watch the first 7 episodes before I get to it.
But lucky for you, the episodes are only 10 seconds long.
Still, I don't have 10 seconds to spare. All right? This is the fucking 90s.
I wish it was the 90s.
Everybody does.
I mean, that was our time, guys. The 3 of us. I mean, you guys remember the 90s.
the first Clinton, you know? Boy, last night was amazing to see because Donald Trump they got him on the ropes the last couple days, and the way that Hillary just bloomed because of that. And she had this massive thing, and she looked like Trump last night, and he looked like a Clinton trying to battle and cover up, and everyone's like, it's over. And I'm like, you guys are nuts. It isn't over. This is just one little time in the a part of this. But all the Republicans turned on Donald Trump yesterday.
Yeah, and it was like a full victory lap for him and for Hillary. Like, they were just like, this is over.
Who, Trump?
Yeah.
No, just the opposite, man. He came out with a small crowd. He was reading off a teleprompter. It was not the Donald Trump that everybody fell in love with. And then when you're getting called racist by people in your own party, like racist is one of those words like rapist that you can't say, well, he's a rapist, but he also does some really good things, you know? Like, once you get tattooed racist, and the only way to make it stick is if the conservatives are saying it, the liberals say it, no one is going to take that serious. But when Paul Ryan is saying, this is textbook racism, you're like, what the fuck? What?
It's hard to come back from it.
Yeah, he was skating backwards yesterday, but she, although he did come out to We Are the Champions, which fucking cracked me up. That was classic. But, I mean, he should never work in front of a small crowd. That's not his deal. And he should never read off a teleprompter. It's not his deal. He was just 2 days ago making fun of people who read off teleprompters. And then last night, he's trying to, this is as close as I've ever seen him come to an apology. Basically saying, I'm not doing it right. All the Republicans are mad at me. But they really fucked with him yesterday. It was the first time I ever saw him shook a little bit.
But is that the first time he's used a teleprompter that way? I don't think that there's been any other time, right?
No, this is the thing. They're saying you're so crazy when you talk. You have to go out there and use a teleprompter if you want us to leave you alone. We have to see the speech first and know that you're doing the right thing. And Mr., I don't apologize. He kind of did last night. Now, I don't think that sticks. I think we go back to business as usual, but it was a very weird TV night that, you just couldn't take your eyes off of. And then after I'm the first lady that ever was a first lady and now is going to be the president, we broke through. And look, I'm like Gloria Steinem and all these other people. And then Bernie comes out after getting just shellacked in California and is like, this is not over. Believe me, we just keep marching on. There's still some delegates in Washington, D.C.
Well, that's really the problem. It's like, if you look at the numbers, he closed the gap a lot more than it was in California, but there's nothing you could do with the superdelegates. Like, when the AP put out that story that they were like, the superdelegates are already decided, people are like, oh, this is done. There's like a feeling of helplessness.
But you're saying close the gap. He needed to win that by a lot. And he lost by double figures in California. He lost the San Francisco area, which is like the most liberal area in the country. He got fucking shellacked in California after basically living there for the last month. I mean, that was a gigantic defeat for him. No way around it. You're at the end of the line here. I would stick up with you on these superdelegates, but you're behind her by like 6 million votes. I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
It's literally over. You can't even blame the superdelegate thing. You lost the popular vote. You did really good, dude. You did really good for an older guy. But I don't know who you think you're hanging around for except for yourself. Nobody gives a fuck.
I mean, it was definitely a surprising campaign. He seemed like one of those, kind of on the fringe candidates that would have dropped out early. So it definitely was a shocking turn of events, but it's locked in for her now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's locked in. Why is he still hanging around? And then Trump was calling for his people to come over last night, which was kind of great. I mean, like, all you can say, look, we all hate Hillary. You hate her. I hate her.
Right.
That's it. But it was a crazy night. And then Maya Marty was a fucking hysterical show last night. Any of the critics who get around and say, oh, they're old. Can we just have fucking 1 hour of TV that's funny, that isn't in your face?
Right.
It's not a fucking picture of black Jewish walking away down the hall that you fucking flat-footed took a shot of. But can there be something like the professional comedy writers and professional comedians are doing it? Mike in Cleveland. Dude, I wanted to get your thing. It was great. Hard Rock Johnny wants to jump in. Johnny, go ahead.
Bennington's, you got to get someone who really knows how to work this social media thing for you guys. They're so confused on this Snapchat thing.
You want to be our Snapchat guy?
I could be. Yeah, I've over the last couple of months, I've become a Snapchat expert.
I had no idea Johnny.
I just snapped the Bennington show. So if you go there, I just sent a snap to the Bennington show.
Yeah,
so you
I don't know how
send each other snaps?
I don't know how to go there.
You could send direct snaps. You could add snaps to your story. You could send a snap to like 10 people, which gets a lot of people in trouble because they send things that they meant to just send to one person, and then it goes onto their story, which then everyone could see, which I've heard bad things about. I'm too old to do bad things on Snapchat, but I really have great filters. You could actually do a Bennington Show filter on Snapchat.
Now, how do you text someone, Johnny?
You could actually text on Snapchat. I could send the Bennington Show a text message right now, and then it disappears.
I did not know that Johnny was the founder.
No idea.
Well, he's at the Hard Rock. I mean, you know, you got to stay hip.
I mean, he's hip. He's with it. He knows all the
What's
youngsters.
the story on Huey Lewis? Is he still out there doing
I just
stuff?
snapped him earlier. I sent him a snap earlier. A direct snap right to Huey himself.
So only Huey could see that.
Right. It was a dick pic.
Chris, you're telling us that Richard Simmons is transitioning to Fiona Simmons?
The National Enquirer is saying yes. Richard Simmons has gotten breast implants. He's changed his name to Fiona, and he's going to doctors to see about castration.
Now, did you spell Caitlin correctly? Why does this look completely different to me this time? The word Caitlin is so odd that every time I say it, I just think, that can't be right, is
There's
it?
no I in her, Caitlin? I don't know.
I think she hasn't spelled the traditional way.
I know. I feel like she really threw everyone off with not going with the K like the rest of her family.
I know, that
so that was really like purposefully cruel.
Yeah, and then why take the same scene? But I'm more of a Fiona Simmons person.
Well, I saw this picture that's on the National Enquirer, and they specifically stated this is not photoshopped in any way. But that looks so much like a Photoshop, it's insane.
But
that looks like someone pasted his face.
But remember who was first on the Caitlyn Jenner National Enquirer when everybody was like, "Oh, they're being mean." But
his head doesn't look quite attached to the rest of this feminine body.
I've decided, Chris, you're definitely spelling it wrong because it's K-A-I-T, right?
Well, he does C.
It's definitely a C.
I mean C-A-I-T, and you have it C-A-T-E.
Yeah, it's C-A-I-T.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought I was going crazy.
She changes it each day.
Because some people will write in and say Kate Land. You know, that's how they'll put a land with a D at the end.
Welcome to Kate Land.
All right, so Johnny, you might have to become our Snapchat guy.
I'm ready. I'm always ready, willing, and able to do whatever I have to do for the Bennington Show.
Joe, who do you think is best apt to work with Johnny on this?
Spencer. Spencer might be good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spencer
Berger.
Is he up for it? Have you talked to him about it yet?
Is he Snap savvy?
He's Snap savvy, yeah.
Doesn't seem like he's sleeping into it, though. All right, Johnny. Talk to you later,
Benningtons.
Bye, Johnny.
Yeah.
Hey, bye, Johnny.
Hey, bye, Johnny.
Hey, Jenny.
Lisa Lampanelli stopping in. She's a playwright. Insultcomic.com for tickets and more information. It's going to previews September 23rd in New York City and then run through November 6th. I'm going to go to this play.
Me too. I was reading about it. I'm really excited about it. I definitely want to go.
Now, tomorrow night, we have Unmasked, but we're going to be missing Gotham Live, where Jeffrey Gurian is going to be performing stand-up comedy for a national television audience.
Oh, man. If only you could be two places at once.
Yeah. My favorite bit is called Gefilte. I didn't even touch her.
He's going to kill.
Yeah. Maybe he should be our Snapchat guy.
I feel like even if he's not Snap savvy, you know that I'm sure he has someone on his team, one of his assistants, maybe.
Now, why did Vito come into this thing flat-footed? Why didn't he go for it? This was going to be his time.
He seemed very confident. He seems like he knows what
confident is where I don't want him. You know what I mean? Confident for no reason drives me fucking crazy.
He talked that he knew how to snap, but
maybe this is just what snaps are. I'm not sure. I was trying to play with it. I can't even understand what anyone's snaps are.
This snap is bigger than Twitter right now, which means it's now bigger than an AOL chat room.
Good God.
No, can't be.
Yeah.
Chat?
Yeah. The chat rooms are. I'm going to start and say something of the past. Like if you do a ASL there, you'll get the same thing every time. 90 male Miami. I mean, it's old folks home.
Now, I don't even know where to put my ASL in Snapchat.
Things
where
are
do
over.
Where do I put it?
It happens also fast. It happens, as we say, like a Joey Jojo sex marathon. 10 seconds.
10 seconds at a time.
Joey,
but four in succession.
Any new songs lately?
Yeah, I have something for you guys that I want to show you after.
There's Lisa Lampanelli. You got a new play. This is exciting stuff. That's the name of your play?
Well, I have a Lisa Lampanelli song. It was the first song I ever did for a guest.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to play that for her, too.
Yeah.
Did you mention that her new play is called Stuffed?
No, I didn't.
Why didn't you know that then?
I didn't know it back then.
You could say something like, this could be funny. Previews begin September 23rd at the McGinn Casale Theater. Was that John Casale? Was it named after him?
I'm not sure.
You gotta be, Chris. I mean, if we're gonna, this is the Snapchat age.
I gotta snap.
You gotta be fucking ready,
Everything
dude.
happens like this, Chris. You hear this?
Yeah. All right.
As soon as you heard it, it's over. That's the problem with it.
Remember when Chris was snapping at the wrong time on his song? What was that?
Oh, we were doing Addams Family, and he was snapping at the wrong times.
Fucking worst.
No, you're not.
Oh, Chris.
I am everyone.
All right, everyone is telling me, Joe's got a big story. Joe in Milwaukee, you got a spy report.
Spy report.
Yes. 1 p.m. Bernie Sanders is going to be speaking. He's going to be reading The Little Engine That Could.
Oh, see, I fucking thought that he was going to be saying something. I thought we actually had something.
We didn't know that we had a jokester on our hands.
Oh, God. Well, you got me again. That's good. Jim Gaffigan, people are telling me, is very big. Chris D'Elia. Oh, not. I don't think he's a Snapchat, or I've got all this. And then he's the big, all right, he's the guy to go after. And then DJ Khaled is the superstar.
Oh, God. I checked out DJ Khaled, and he is the number one Snapchatter, and everything he posts makes no fucking sense.
So it's a bizarre place for weird humor. Is that the idea?
There's no humor, though, with DJ Khaled. They say it, people like him ironically. I looked into it to try to figure out this Snapchat thing. And the guy
Why are you angry? Why can't we just have a conversation?
Do you want to come off anger?
Just a couple of people doing a show would be nice.
Yeah, we're just talking. We're just trying to figure out snaps together.
Look, Denny's walking so slow, people walking up his ass.
Good God, Denny.
I want to book Denny on Friday.
Okay. And that was named after John Casale.
Thank you very much. So everybody laughed at me like I'm a dick.
No,
I never laughed.
That was Chris who was laughing, not me.
Now we got to figure out who McGinn is.
Chris?
I'll find that out.
Come on. I mean, why does Casale have to share with anybody?
Do you know how many snaps could have happened since then?
I know, it's true. We could have been snapping our ass off around here.
I think that's how founders actually calculate time.
How many snaps will see in 10 snaps?
Right.
I haven't seen you in like 8,000 snaps. When did you grow a beard? I got to go see this place stuffed, too. This is going to be it for me.
I'm definitely going to see it. I think it's her and 3 other women, but I don't know who the rest of the cast is.
The theater's named for Walter McGinn, character actor who died in the 70s.
I don't think I know him. Give me a picture of him.
Snap me a pic, please.
A lot of people like that are character actors, you just kind of know him to see him. Like Chris Stanley. Like I know him to see him.
But yeah, his name doesn't ring a bell.
No.
That's Walter McGinn.
No, his face doesn't ring a bell either. Why don't you just try to tell me some of the most famous movies he's been in?
Okay. I'll go to his IMDb. The Parallax View.
I want you to pick up movies I would have heard of.
Fly of the Condor.
The Fly of the Condor?
Flight. The Night That Panicked America.
The what?
So he was in Serpico, the TV series?
What was it? Soupies and Serpico?
Serpico, the TV series.
What was the soupy part?
Oh, hold on. Eastside Dave is out in the hall. I got to talk to him real quick. That dude looks just like Dave. Which just mean you just say it about any redhead, you know? Oh, man. You look just like my buddy Dave.
Aria's like, I have a friend you would really get along with.
Yeah. All right, Lisa Lampanelli is here. Her play Stuffed is happening Saturday, June 25th at the Bay Street Theater in Sag Harbor, New York. Sag Harbor, New York. And then it is coming to New York City in September. Here's the thing. Should we go up to Sag Harbor or wait for it in New York City?
I mean, it could be nice to take a trip.
I know. Let's bring her in. Is she ready?
She's ready.
Right. Lisa Lampanelli.
Isn't she lovely? Lisa Lampanelli, yeah. Lisa Lampanelli. Lisa Lampanelli, yeah. And I never thought that she would be the loveliest queen of mean. Lisa Lampanelli, baby, love. Isn't she lovely? Lisa Lampanelli is. Isn't she precious? Lisa Lampanelli is the best. I always knew this interview would be better than usual. Lisa Lampanelli's in studio.
Then you take us later. Well, that's the best song ever. That Jew is song.
As the little Jew is singing to you.
People always do, Ron. I'm so used to it. It's almost like embarrassing.
It is kind of, it's something that you just have to live with.
You know what? It's being a sex symbol. It's real hard. I know how Marilyn felt.
It is. And you're talking about
and I don't mean Marilyn. Yes, because I was as many square feet before the weight loss. Oh, my God. So, Ron, you have lost weight.
Well, it's through stress. And
good.
Yeah, it's the best thing for you.
Let it kill you as long as you die skinny. I don't give a crap.
You know, you are now, I mean, it's one thing to be a comedian, but a playwright?
I know. Do you believe it?
That's a whole nother place to be.
You kind of started things off a little bit. You were part of that because when we interviewed together years ago for that really great 1 hour special, I was like, I have more to say than I think I do.
Yeah.
And I decided, once my dad passed away, I was like, I had to do something that will really kind of get all the demons out about food and weight and body image. And I wrote this play Stuffed, and it's an actual play, not just some bitch talking.
Now, do you use humor in the play?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, but it's also really touching. You'll be very emotionally moved by it. But also, that's the beauty of it. When you're me, you can do that and then bring them back up to laughing. So I think I'm not the type of person who can ever do something. I'm not Shakespeare. I don't even know how to spell friggin' Shakespeare.
Right.
And he was a fag anyway.
Was he really?
Well, that's my next play. Shakespeare was a fucking fag. So it was really deep stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you just inject the humor where you need it. And so, I mean, I tell my truthful story. There's 3 other women in it who tell theirs, and they interact, and it's great. And you kind of hate a couple of the characters, and then you like them. And it's just about what we deal with.
So it's 4 women is the center
4
of the
actors.
play.
Yeah. And, it's wild because once word got out, we keep getting like really cool actresses saying they want to do it. And I'm like, man, this thing could run forever. It could be a vag monologue.
Right.
Without the vages because mine's gone.
So you'll be willing at a certain point to go,
oh yeah, hand it off to Cameron Manheim.
Wow.
That's what I say.
Wow.
Not that she's expressed interest, but I'm just naming someone who could play me very well, I think.
Yeah. So you're going to do this where before you bring it to New York City?
No. It's in New York City. It's opening. I had this. That's why I'm here, because what happened was they announced it last week, and I was like, "Go on, Bennington," and he'll announce it because he did my 92nd Street Y thing.
That was amazing.
Oh my God, best night ever, right?
Yeah, it was really
so much
fun.
that
It was
night.
so good. So yeah, the play opens. It's called Stuffed. It opens in September at the Women's Project Theater in New York. I'm like, oh my God, I actually am a playwright in New York.
That's amazing, right?
I could be like the Hamilton of cunts.
And you have a great director too, Jackson Gay. Is that who's
yeah. Do you know her?
I just know her work, and I know that she's working with Lucy Thurber, who I was like a mentor of mine years ago.
God.
Yeah,
I know. I'm so lucky. I'm like, how did I attract these really cool, smart people? And I think it's because, guess what? I'm really cool and smart, right?
Yeah.
I think we figured it out that I am the leader.
So, Gail, you're saying this is like legitimate people. This isn't
this is not
like
made
a
up.
fun comic thing. But you know how comics are,
I didn't get Seinfeld to freaking direct. No, I'm just kidding. No, he was great. But that's why I always have to be like, because now I'm nice. You know, off stage I'm nice. I can't like crap on Jerry Seinfeld because it was a good job he did. But no, we wanted to make it as legit theater as possible, which is the Women's Project Theater only does like really high-end kind of legitimate stuff. So those theaters are so hard to get into. Yeah. Like at first I thought, these nonprofit theaters in New York, I could probably get into one of those because I'm so famous. Well, that'll take you down a peg or two after a few say they don't like it. Yeah. And luckily the Women's Project was like, we get this completely. And they really are terrific people. So I'm very lucky. You, Ron, you are so coming opening night.
I am going to. I'm going to be there.
Oh my God!
I'm going to bring Kleenex because just
you have to
seeing you on this thing. I mean, Gail, you know theater. How difficult is it to do what she's pulled off here? This is every playwright's dream. Yeah. To be in this venue, and you're going to be kind of looked at by people who've probably never looked at your comedy work before.
Right. Yeah, like it's going to be some theater people coming in, which is why I think it's good. It's a challenge for me. It makes me, my writing had to be elevated, you know, and yeah, we'll still like have your good laughs in it, but it's me getting sort of really the stories out of these four women that are going through these stresses and stuff. So, because I mean, there's like the four characters there's me, who's the compulsive eater, compulsive dieter, like all my life. Then there's the anorexic bulimic. There's the fat girl who likes herself, which, by the way, good luck finding one of them. I found the only one. I've met one big girl who really, truly likes herself from the inside. And she's based, this chick, Stacy, in Chicago, who's a good friend of mine. I was like, how the F did you get so lucky? And it's parenting. It's, you know, raised right. It's having that inner strength. So her, and then there's the skinny girl who can't gain weight, which everybody at first hates because wah. Right. But then you kind of realize it kind of sucks for her too.
It kind of becomes the same issue, you know, it becomes about this thing. The weird thing is, think of how many fat guys that like themselves. Fat guys are just like,
they love themselves.
Everything is great.
Are you
tons
kidding?
of confidence.
This show would be called Four Fat Fucks. They would just be sitting around eating,
watching wrestling, not laughing about the fact that their life is going to shit instead of worrying about it.
Like they don't even care about dying. They're like, well, you know what? If I die at 70, at least I'll be full.
Yeah, that's true.
Women were like, oh my God, do I look okay? Like, dude. What cracks me up too is like ever since the weight loss, the things I had to put this in the show because people cannot shut their fucking mouths. Like, you can't, people should just say, you look nice. That's all they have to say. Not, you're losing too much weight. Oh, yes, I have AIDS. Now that you gained some weight, you look better. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting fat again? Oh, is my blouse sticking to me or what? Like, just say you look nice or I'm going to think bad shit. This is what people are funny. They need to be educated about not annoying Lisa Lampanelli.
Right. Well, this is part of your story, I think, that you're honest about because you dress differently now. You do different things with your hair. Right. So you're able to kind of express yourselves in ways that you couldn't before.
Right. Because before the weight loss, 107 pounds ago, it was like Eileen Fisher and that's it. And Eileen Fisher, thank God, makes nice, expensive clothes, but it's still a sack. Basically, and you know, you tie a rope around your belt and you're all set.
Right.
And it's really sad that there aren't lately there's been more good styles for plus size women, but I felt like crap. I was never comfortable with that chick. I always think I was meant to be this. And by this, I don't mean a big hairy dyke just because I shaved the sides of my head. Because by the way, Ron, those lesbians, that's why I had to start wearing my hair cute again, because those lesbians were sniffing around.
They came after you quick.
They wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not turning lesbian for another 6 years.
Yeah, that's it. But it is very funny that you can get a haircut and people go, I
get
see.
it. I get it.
Oh, you're going through a new phase.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on to her.
Right.
So yesterday I got my hair cut. Like, it was pretty dykey for the Grammys. And then I got it cut yesterday, sort of like, Madonna in the 80s, Marilyn Monroe look. Now suddenly I'm a girl again. Nobody's giving me dyke shade.
That quickly.
I had a friend who shaved her head last summer, and she said, like, the first thing was a friend of hers came up to her and went, I am so happy that you're living your truth now. And she's like, I've just shaved my head. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, did everyone think I was gay before I shaved my head? Because I'm not.
Well, what's the thing is you can't argue it either, because you can't even say, no, I'm not a dyke. And they'll be like, oh, she's in denial.
Yeah.
You cannot win. All I know is, guess what? I'm staying thin. I'll do what I want from the neck up.
No, the hair thing is funny. Again, going back to guys, we can literally wear our hair any way that we want. We could shave our head, flat top, hippie. You could do it, beard. We're in a time that no one cares.
No one.
But is the pressure on women, is it coming from men or other women?
Other women.
It comes from birth, you were born that way. And I think it gets passed on by both. It's like women who learned it from men, who learned it from women before them.
Well, I think it all comes from internally. I really do, because there are some big people who like themselves, or people who aren't necessarily like classically beautiful, who think they're really attractive. Those people crack me up, by the way, because I always want to say you're not pretty. But, whatever. I'm going to let them be delusional. But I think it's always that internal voice that kind of interferes and goes, oh, don't be too big for your britches. You're not looking that good. And you have to work on it emotionally and figure it out.
That voice is the funniest thing, because it's not really you, but then who else would it be?
It's a combination, they say, of everyone who's ever took a crap on you.
Yeah.
So it's basically your parents. Those poor parents get all the blame because they said something when they were stressed out or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we blame them. The teacher, the gym teacher, some twat in high school who was mean to you because you had a big nose, and her name was Claire Liptack. And I'll tell you something, Claire, I'm a millionaire. What the fuck are you doing with your life? Big Nose Lampanelli's doing something, you whore. I hope she's dead of the cancer. But I don't hold a grudge is one good thing about me.
That's good.
No, it's funny. I actually put that bitch's name in my play, and I cut it out because I was like, Lisa, I'm a little angry. Like, take her out. But
people sue.
Yeah. And I just think it is a combination of all those people, and we have to fight that voice like all the time.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to do it. I'm kind of sick of the navel gazing and that, well, it was my parents and this. Yeah. It's like, but guess what? You're old enough now to work on it. So on to you now. It's our responsibility.
But, when everyone says, oh, it's so tough to have stuff, look at the two people that are running for president. Right. Everyone shits on both of them constantly.
Yep.
And they both come across very confident. Like, Trump looks like he doesn't give a fuck.
Let me tell you something. Wouldn't it be hilarious if we found out that Hillary was like, I don't give a fuck, and Trump was crying every night at the therapist? Yeah. I would love that, because it would be so funny and so unexpected. Yeah. Because I'm the type, I quit Twitter for like 3 years, not officially, but I stopped tweeting for like 3 years because I was like, I can't take what people are saying about me. Now I'm kind of revved up again, and I'm like, oh, it's cool. Yeah. But sometimes the more thick-skinned you appear, the less you are.
Well, I think a lot of your comedy came from the stuff that happened when you were a kid, and you've been able to work up defenses, and that became a strong offense. Yeah. And then boom, you're ready to go out. But before you would go on stage, when you were big, did you have things running through your head like this was really funny. I never worried about anything other than if somebody would yell at me that I was fat. I mean, honestly, even if they said you're not funny, that's inarguably not true. Mm-hmm. If they would say you're stupid, I'm like, no, I'm really smart. If they'd say you're ugly, I'd be like, I'm funny. Look at I'm not totally ugly. But fat, it's almost like they're allowed to call it to you, and it would really hurt. Like, what happened the other night? I was doing some roast, like some private roast, and somebody said something about me on stage that I didn't hear. And I go,
what did they say? And they said something, else. I go, oh, so they didn't say I'm fat. That's cool because I'm not gaining my weight back. They know that, right? So it still is such an ingrained issue.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. For women, it just is charged. And I think I've been finding for a lot of men it is too. Like men you wouldn't imagine.
Well, men are definitely now, particularly younger guys, I think they have the same kind of, like, I don't remember guys cutting until recently, and now guys will cut and they'll feel bad about themselves.
Right.
And I think a lot of it has to do with social media because you're suddenly worried about this thing that didn't even exist.
Right.
Years before.
Like your life equals a bunch of likes.
Right.
And, I also didn't ever hear of manorexia till a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So that's why whenever I do a reading, I invite a lot of straight men. Before we started doing the play, I was like, oh, okay, let's see, will straight men like it? And they really get it. I think because they're going, yeah, man, I got pressure too. A lot of gay men do because, those queens are mean.
Right.
Yeah.
They're a lot, I think, of what got to women. Those people in the fashion industry are fucking vicious.
Well, how about models even? Like, it's so funny because everybody blames the business and models, and it's like, yeah, but we're not supposed to be models. Like, they are a different breed.
Right.
The hippopotami do not diet to become as skinny as a giraffe. Or do they? I don't know. Maybe they do, and they fail like I did.
Right.
And have to have their stomach cut out. But you don't have that same, you can't compare yourself to anyone or you're screwed.
But yeah, that would be like me watching the NBA playoffs and being upset that I'm not 6'8". I mean, these models are kind of freaks of nature, just in the same way an NBA or a football player is. It's just something that doesn't happen.
And because the pressures of the way it is on women, even when you have that, aging is so vilified.
Oh my!
So that even if you have that for a short period of time, they too have this thing of like, this is going away, and by 27 I'm washed up, and
that's what cracks me up because I'm 55. I'm going to be 55 soon, and I'm just feel like I'm just starting, probably because of the weight loss. I feel younger, but I'm like, man, these bitches panic young,
very, very young. Yeah. But it's a strange thing because we attack people for getting older, but then we also have attack people who have any kind of work done. Like Joan Rivers was put through the ringer by everybody.
You know? They are just as cruel to people who have work done as they are to people who.
Well, who the only real evil people are is kids with autism. So
they're so good at math, though. I get so jealous.
I'm actually pissed at them because I can't deal with autistic people. I could deal with a full-on retard any day of the week. I understand. I bring my bucket and the helmet. It's cool. But these freaking autisms have me very confused.
I love if there's an autistic person at the table when I have to figure out a tip. I'll just quickly go to them.
Yes.
19%. What is it?
Isn't that great? Yeah. Oh my God, you only tip 19%. You bastard, you. How dare you.
I like how it's just one off, though. The standard.
It's just higher.
Is that what we want to do?
I think 20% is the standard for celebrities.
I'm going to go 21%.
Woo! Party!
Speaking of celebrities, look who's on the line right here. See if you can guess this person. Go ahead, caller, mystery caller.
I'm supposed to guess, or she's supposed to guess?
Oh, come on, Jeffrey, you just ruined it.
Wait, no, I didn't hear. Who is it?
I'm not saying anything.
Give a hint.
Well, you said Jeffrey.
Okay.
Gurion? Is this, what do you mean celebrity? Gurion? It's a freaking rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, that is the best.
No, that's what Jimmy Big Balls used to say Jeffrey looked like.
Is that right?
Yeah, but Jeffrey gets more pussy than anybody I know, so I ain't making fun of you.
But there's a reputation that he pays for it, and Jeffrey, you swear no, correct?
Swear no, never, ever.
Yeah.
Ever
He's paid me for it, but then again, I'm hot.
Yeah.
Totally hot. How are you, honey?
I'm good. Thank you for all your support. Are you going to come see my play?
Oh, I did. Remember, I was there.
Yeah, but you're going to come to the real New York, Ron.
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. You know I never miss anything that you do.
Well, no, but I always have to give you everything free, you cheap Jew. I joke, of course. You're a great supporter of comedy and people who do the right thing, so I like you. And he always, if I invite him over, he brings a hot Asian to the house. And in Fairfield, Connecticut, we usually don't like Asians, but, you know, you're allowed to bring bring one with some delivery.
I'm breaking new ground.
You are.
You know, he's actually meeting you halfway by bringing an Asian.
No kidding. No kidding.
No, Ron, your line was the best. Instead of Black Lives Matter, Black Women Matter.
Oh, that's great.
That's the Jeffrey Gurian story. Now, Jeffrey, he is doing his big national TV shot tomorrow night.
As what?
I'm on Gotham Comedy Live, Lisa.
Shut up.
He's doing
with John
stand-up.
Lovett.
Oh my God. I wish I was in town. I would go see it, but I'm super important. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm totally tweeting about it, and I'm totally going to tape it. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you. Well, there was only 2 people I wanted to be on with, you and John, and your show was booked way in advance.
Right. So,
because I felt like I wanted to be on with a host who knew me.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen John in a long time. We were both very tight with Phil Hartman. And so I was really hoping, you were like the second host of the season, of this new season.
It's true. And you know what? People don't know this about you. You and Phil Hartman were so close. You're why he killed himself. I mean, I would too. I'm about to slice my throat at this point.
It seems like a nice way out.
That's a good rumor to spread, right?
He took the easy way out.
Yeah. Yes. He got out early and everyone loves him for it.
Now, Jeffrey, are you nervous about tomorrow night at all? You shouldn't be.
No, just normally anxious the way you would be before you do any life-changing event.
That's all. That's it.
Yeah. No, but I feel good, man. I feel confident. It's a hard show to get on, and they don't let you on until they feel that you're ready.
Right. So in other words, you're not sort of like, you have the confidence in knowing the club's behind you and the TV show really likes you.
Yeah, exactly. The producers have been wanting me to come on for a while, and the club is behind me, and I worked with Chris on my stuff, and, and I have a lot of people coming to support me, and I just feel really good about it.
I'm so glad because you're one of those delusionally funny people, and I enjoy that a lot about you.
It's so cute when someone thinks they're funny.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
No, seriously, dude, I'm happy for you. I'm totally going to be watching.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. I'm very, very excited about it. And I know Ron and the guys, you guys are doing an unmasked.
I would be there, except for I'm down at the stand tomorrow night. But how long is your set, Jeffrey?
They give you 8 minutes with a possibility of a 9th minute.
Oh, so he'll be doing 4.
Today on that extra minute.
Don't work on that, Jeffrey. You're going to be doing 4, and Lovitz will have to kill your 8 minutes.
Jeffrey, this is the only thing, and just face the camera this time.
Oh yeah,
face
exactly.
the camera.
Well, no, I do one thing where I turn around, but most of the time I'll be facing the camera.
That's good.
That'll be good.
Smart.
I've learned that much.
Well, come out in the white rabbit look that you have, like you have the top hat, the hat ears just sticking through.
When we did the AOL Build thing, Lisa, you had a great line about me. I think it was like I was the Mad Hatter or something.
Totally, man. Oh my God! But you got a big heart. I really like you. And Jeffrey, I'm going to see you opening night at my play. Yes,
absolutely. We'll talk afterwards, so you can send me all the details.
Yeah, and you bring me all you bring that annoying fucking microphone and assistant with you.
I certainly will.
He's always got some black carrying his stuff.
We have a tradition.
He does.
When Lisa sang the first time at the Friars Club, I was there to record it. We have
with another black.
Yeah.
That I always with another black. Exactly.
You know what? It looks like he's hunting elephant in 1900s back in Africa, where you have these guys carry all your stuff in. And why everybody else is using a little cell phone to do everything? Why does he have a crew?
Oh, and then he has to take a picture with the freaking black assistant.
Yeah.
If I wanted to be around blacks, I'd be dating them. You kidding me?
You know what? I have a phone camera, but I like my regular cameras better. The quality is better, and because I print my pictures, in the Interrobang, you can't put up a grainy picture in the Interrobang.
Yeah, but listen, Jeffrey, you would benefit from some grain on your face.
Right. I need more grain.
He has a guy that takes his picture with a box camera with like a curtain.
Oh, I love that, and the smoke comes out.
Right, one of those things where you put the black hood over your head.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I should carry with me. People wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, they don't know what to expect from me.
Well, you're Jewish, so after talking to you, I feel like putting a white hood on my head and stringing you up. I really do. Well, no, we love you, Jeffrey. Now let's get back to plugging my show.
Yes,
Really? I'm just kidding.
Is there a date for it?
Yes. Oh, my God, of course.
What's the date? I didn't hear.
Previews open September 23rd and running through November 6th, I believe, and possibly extended, I hope. And then opening night's October 7th at the Women's Project Theater in New York.
Now, do you want us there in October, or can we come in the previews?
You can come anytime you want. Are you kidding me?
Because I would love to see even like if you change it at all, because doing it in front of that live audience is really exciting, and I always love shaping stuff, and
right, you both are invited anytime, and in fact, we can even do a little like commentary from rehearsals or whatever. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
But you guys just understand me, and it's really nice to have that.
I love seeing stuff when it first starts and how it changes as it progresses, because you get little things that you want to add to it. It's amazing. It's watching something develop.
That was him just talking about his penis.
Yes.
Little things that you want to develop.
He was staring at it. He forgot he was on the phone. Jeffrey, you ought to open with that tonight. That would be really
tomorrow night.
Right,
oh, yeah, tomorrow night.
Tonight, no one will hear it.
And it's live. It's actually, this is the only live TV show out there.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so good, because you can do anything you want. I remember I texted, do you know Brad Williams?
Yeah.
The dwarf comedian. He happened to be in the audience because he was headlining that week at Gotham, and I had like 4 minutes to kill at the end of my hosting duties for them. And I introduced Brad, said to come see him. He stood on a chair and waved to everybody. And then I told this story about when Brad said he would come to my bachelor party and jump out of a cupcake. And he said, don't worry, Lampanelli, I'll go up on you.
I'll go up on you.
So that was so nice of Lisa. I have to say one thing about her. She always helps people. She puts them out there. No one else has ever done that. You introduced him and let him take a bow.
Oh, of course.
And you told the audience that he'd be headlining there that weekend. And that was really very cool of you.
Well, but also he's a sweetheart of a guy, plus funny, plus he has an Asian hot girl. It's not like he's freaking Patrice O'Neal, who I hate. Oh, wait, he's dead. Sorry. All my enemies die, by the way, Ron.
Is that right?
See, this is why Jeffrey's nice to me, so we don't be in the ground.
Who were your big enemies?
My big enemies were Patrice O'Neal, Todd Lynn, and I wasn't enemies with Greg Giraldo. He was just never nice to me, and I never made it known that it hurt my feelings. So, hey, they're all in the ground now.
And this all was when you were breaking into New York City, right?
Yeah. It's a hard road, man.
Yeah.
You know, especially when, okay, not because I'm a woman, because I'm a woman you didn't want to fuck. Because back then, being a big gal, they were just like, who's this fucking battle axe? So I was funny, and they just didn't like me. And I'm like, that's okay. Like, now I could handle it. But back then, it just hurts because you're, like, struggling.
You know what's always funny about comedians, too, is, like, there'll be some little, cute open mic girl who has nothing, and the headliner will come over. We should work on material.
Yes.
It's just so brutal.
Oh, it's the worst. And you go, I get it. And no, they're really funny. They're gifted. I'm like, yeah they're gifted.
Yeah. She's going to open for me in Iowa this week.
Literally.
All right, Jeffrey. We'll talk to you later.
Love you, buddy.
Thanks so much. Love you too. See you soon.
Bye.
Chris Mazzilli is going to be on the show here later on.
Is he really today?
Yeah, he's.
I love him.
Yeah, he's like one of the real smart guys when it comes to this business.
And also, he's deep. Get deep with Chris, because he and I have had some pretty major discussions about different issues. He's so emotionally aware. This guy gets it.
Yeah.
And P.S., like, why is he not married? Because he's soup's hot.
Yeah.
Like, if I wasn't too old for him, I would bang him like a dinner bell on the Ponderosa.
Well, probably the reason why he isn't married, because he's got like 15 different businesses at all times.
But ask him, is that to distract himself?
Oh.
Because I know when that's what they call the disease of busyness.
Yeah.
Where you keep yourself busy enough so that you don't have to think about your issues. But I know he works on himself. I know that he really tries to be a better person, and I love that about him.
Man, he's managing some really great comics now too. And he's got
Sebastian.
Yeah,
that guy's the man.
That guy is Sebastian Maniscalco.
Mm-hmm.
He is got an audience now that is just ridiculous.
He's a phenomenon. He's the Hamilton of comedians, honestly.
Yeah.
He sold out the Beacon, I think, 8 or 15 times this year.
It's crazy.
I sold it out once, and I thought it was a big deal. Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, honey.
It is a big deal to sell out that place. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, but I said, Jesus, this kid, he's just hitting a button. I love when somebody fills something that no one's doing right now, and that's him.
Well, that's the truth. Like, I don't know if his audience likes any other comedians. They're not they're not like comedy people. They're just like his for some reason.
Family.
Yeah.
They're folks who like that kind of Italian. Boy, what characterizations he does.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy when nice people get ahead.
Well, he is just. I mean, we're up Montreal. How many theater shows did he sell out last
5
year?
or 6 up
Wow.
there.
It was just
That's
crazy,
amazing.
and this was during the festival. And I saw him, and I just like, this is nuts. And he's like, I guess I just,
Oh, that's he's unaffected.
yeah, he just keeps his head down.
Yep.
He's one of these guys too. He does the show, goes back to the hotel, writes.
Yep.
Next day goes to the show. Like he doesn't go out
Right.
and do the town.
He's all business. with
Yeah.
it.
He doesn't have a crew.
And yet he has a freaking hot wife.
Oh, of course.
Have you met her?
No, but I saw. I remember when he got married, and I'm like, I didn't expect him to,
Well, yeah, right. Well, let me tell you about her too. What annoyed me about her was she was super nice, so I couldn't even hate
that's
her.
always a problem.
That sucks
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
have to like you.
Pick
Yeah.
one.
one or the other.
True. Very true.
Well, we're all excited that Lisa is, and again, this. I remember the first time we talked at that Unmasked that we did an hour. I'm like, man, there's so much here, and then we were talking about you may be turning this into a one-woman show, but I think it's much more interesting
As
that
a
you're
play.
doing it as a play.
Yeah. And honestly, you have been there the whole way. And I really love that because you just get it. A lot of people, they don't really understand evolution. They kind of stay where they're
Right.
same, which is fine too. But you get where people evolve and have to do something that's interesting for themselves and for service. So this should do the trick.
Well, I'm very excited. Now, it's insultcomic.com for tickets and more information. And we're going to be keeping you up to date here
Thank
on this.
you.
We're all going to go out together, and I'm sure we'll talk before the play
Yes.
begins. But we're all really, really excited for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I
And
can't
again,
wait for it.
thank you for
Yeah.
being so supportive over all the years.
All right, we'll be right back. This is the Bennington Show. I'm kind of starting to hate our rejoinder music.
You want all new? Like all new style, you mean?
Yeah, maybe a new style, I don't know if I'm feeling very surf rocky.
Are you feeling like jazzy?
Well, maybe, like cocktail music jazz,
I like that. That's a good sound.
I think they would called it like space something NASA rock. I think is what I'm looking for.
I could get into some NASA
I
rock.
want everything to sound like I Dream a Genie. That I do it from this point on. I just wanted to make it look like a middle-aged woman that's, overly tanned, and her astronaut husband is going to be gone for this next 6 months, and you turn around and she's diving into the pool naked.
I'll see if we can talk to the guys, maybe Chris, maybe we can help us, and we'll just googie this entire studio.
Googie it up. Yeah.
Googie style was like
the best.
The most short-lived but best style going. It was so weird.
And it exists. Well, you know what? LaGuardia Airport is not LaGuardia. Yeah, LaGuardia. Which is the closer one?
LaGuardia.
Okay, so I could have just kept going, but I didn't believe in myself anymore.
You should always believe in yourself.
It's very googie. And then LA has googie, Miami has it, but it's all like different styles,
Yeah, there is also, I believe, a town in either Nevada or Arizona that for whatever reason is all like googie architecture.
Because the whole thing was built the same day, one
Right.
of those, like where you really could be a city planner.
But it's the best look. That's
It's the
my
Stardust,
favorite.
yeah.
There's
Would you say like the 1964 World's Fair was that whole scene?
That was probably where all that came from.
What is that too, Chris? The one that you just looked at before that?
This is a chip store in L.A.
That to me is the perfect look.
Yeah. So LA has it. There's some of it in Vegas. Actually, you know what I noticed when I went out to Wildwood, New Jersey? A lot of the motels in
Very
Wildwood have like googie style motels. And I stayed in one and I was like, this is a dream. Like, I'll have to find this picture of this motel we stayed in. But it looked like some sort of weird early 60s dream.
There was a very short early 60s Wildwood is the next big spot, and it stopped right there. It stopped by 66.
So anyway, let's googie up the show. Like,
Yes,
make it really
man.
googie.
Everything about it is googie. Our logo should be googie. Everything is googie.
Why? Because it's goody.
Goody for googie. I think Joe knows exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I mean, Joe's the kind of...
Yeah.
He's our googie guy.
He's a goog?
Teach me how to googie.
He should be, seriously, we need to get him black rim glasses, very tight, tailored black suit, white shirt.
I would like for him always to be wearing, holding a martini. So anytime a guest turns around, he's just there holding martini.
Right.
Ready
I mean,
to
the look
answer.
that he's into now, the Devo look, I like it. You know, there's goggles, there's, the suit that he's got on, the flower pot on his head. But I want a googie from this,
Teach me how to googie. Teach me how to googie.
Now, Lisa honestly thinks that you want to sleep with her.
Yeah.
And she honestly thinks that you're a Jew, and we won't correct her at all. Not one of us. I noticed that. Not out of the three of us, no one would even respectfully help.
She's like, now, is that the little Jew singing in the other room? And I'm like, yes, it is.
Yeah. Little Jew is singing to you.
He wants to sleep with me. Yes, he does.
By the way, we're going to get to Google Cardboard a little later on, because you haven't seen that your own phone can turn into a 3D excitement center.
I have not experienced it yet.
But Googie came up with something today, and I want to promote it. It's the Boob Luge. Obviously, this is what the whole world is talking about. Used to be the Body Shot.
Yes.
And now it's pouring a shot between the tits, and the guy takes a hit. Now, this is not safe for work. It's up on the iBang, but you're losing a lot of liquor, but you get to put your face between your... and that they're not even drinking liquor then.
No, these are beers. So they're like shotgunning beers from the breast. I think that they're choosing beer so they could have more quantity, more quality time.
That's smart.
With
you
the
do a
boob
shot,
luge.
you're in and out.
Oh, girl on girl boob luge.
This is a girl.
Are you shocked by this, Chris?
I like it.
You've never been to the beach before?
Still like
That's the girl on girl action. Now, I like this girl. She breaks out bare tits.
Yeah.
There's definitely nipple in this.
That's going to follow her throughout her life. Here, drink your light fucking beer, you fucking wimp.
It's mostly light beers. These guys are boob luge.
Well,
summertime.
like we were talking about, too, the guys are watching their weight these days,
Oh, there's a Natty Ice.
And I feel like it's best for a watery beer. Like, you don't want a hoppy beer between the breasts.
That's an interesting call. Oh, look, a girl.
Nice.
A girl's doing it.
Girl on girl, yeah.
Man, I'd like to meet that girlfriend of yours to see if she knows you're that way. We got to get her to
Like,
come
disrespect women this way.
So horribly.
You said the only way you can get excited is by humiliation?
No, I never
is that
said
true?
that.
Either to her or you. It doesn't matter. He's very good about that. All right, so the boob luge is up there. And
I feel like this is like a shocking turn, because there's always so many butt-centric things.
we've come out. Maybe we're coming back. And, for a while, it was tits and ass.
Right.
Then it was small tits, giant ass.
Right.
Maybe we're back to giant tits. Who even knows about the ass?
Who cares about the ass?
Helen Mirren came out and said this. She says she doesn't get the Kardashians, but she loves the fact that they're shameless and they put the ass out there. And you'd think that saying somebody is shameless is a bad thing, but she meant it as without shame.
Yeah, having no shame, carrying no shame with you.
Right. She grew up in England in the early 60s and was told to be ashamed about her fucking knockout body, And she said, I just wish I would have went out there and used it earlier the way the Kardashians did. She said sometimes, I wish I would have backed that thing up. I wish I would have put it in the glass.
Yeah. I was a big fine woman. Why didn't I back that thing up?
That's really uncomfortable. I mean, it seems like you've sang that a lot just to be able to do that.
Come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, they have no shame. They're proud of what they have. Chloe has taken the center. I think Chloe's ass is just taken over Kim's ass. Now Kim is eclipsed by her sister's ass.
Well, I saw, and this was a few years ago, Chloe was in the building. I believe she was doing Shave 45. Too bad Vito didn't get a chance to do one of his Bigfoot pictures of her as she was leaving. You just catch. But her ass was enormous. And I'm like, why isn't that more famous?
Yeah. It's massive.
Yeah.
No sex tape. That's the problem. I mean, Kim blew it all up with the sex tape.
That sex tape was not exciting, dude.
It was horrible, yeah. But I'm just saying.
Why are you still bringing it up? And you will every day.
Yeah.
You bring up she did this. You know what? This is his chance to try to shame women. Slut shame.
Oh, my God. Everything about his sexuality involves shame.
And then
Shame. Shame.
Shame, shame, shame. A lot of times I go like this. Hey, we've got a slut shame coming in today, Ron. And I go, stop using that.
That's
vernacular.
That's a woman.
Yeah.
That's a human woman.
Like, get your Google Glass together for Gail to say, this is you just doing this with your own phone. I think it's going to be bigger than Snapchat. Hey, by the way, Chris Spinelli is going to be in later on. Really one of the brightest people in comedy. This kind of annoys me as a comedy news story. James Corden said growing up without Carson, Leno, and Letterman made him a success. This makes me turn on you, James.
Now, what is the context of him saying it? It's like not feeling the pressure of
He's saying those people were so awful. Thank God he didn't have to be like them.
He goes, can't be what he means.
He goes, I'm glad that Carson's dead. I just wish that Leto and Letterman were too.
Why would he say such a thing?
That's his thing. Up on the Ed Bank to 6 comics to stay on Facebook for. I'm not a Facebook person. Are you?
I was once a Facebook person in my youth, but I don't really use it anymore. I still kind of use it to check in on people who do use it, but I post no new content to that and have not in maybe years.
Really?
Maybe a year or two since I've put something new on there. You
think you Facebooked out of your life though?
No, because I still kind of check in on it. Like I still look at people's engagement photos and baby pictures. I have a lot of family members. It's actually friends and family. But I think that it's more older people use Facebook, so it's an easier way to keep in touch with like aunts and uncles and like extended family who are older.
Well, that's exactly why I wouldn't want to be on it.
Well, you can just check in on them without actually having to say
your
something.
Google Glass. What is she going to be looking at, Chris?
This will be looking from the top of a spire in New York City.
Okay, so I just...
Is it moving though?
You can move around with your head. Now move your head, Gail.
Oh my God.
But it isn't video that moves around?
Oh my God. No, it is.
She's walking
where
around.
Are you walking in the room?
Turn around, Gail.
I feel like I can walk. This is so bizarre.
What do you mean you feel like you can walk? You can walk.
No, I mean, I feel like, am I walking through this world? Or
You're being Snapchatted by now without it even being your idea.
You know what? I feel like I have to feel like this is a safe space for Snap. I have to know. This is so oh my God, that actually really just made me really dizzy.
Wait, let me see it now.
This is crazy.
You're on top of a building.
But how could a little piece here we are. How could
So the video keeps changing. You'll be at one place here, and then it'll switch you up.
Oh, what spiral is that?
It's
maybe the Chrysler Building. I'm not sure.
Yeah, dude, you don't even have the right one to download. You need to, like, when you're flying around New York. There's stuff that you're flying around the city. You're doing stuff.
I think there's some on New York Times has a couple different ones.
Yeah, he got the wrong kind.
This was through the New York Times.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's video, not just the still picture that you're standing in. You're taking off. There's one that the New York Times had that there's other celebrities flying with you.
What?
It's very, very exciting.
That was really surreal. I actually got really dizzy. I can't imagine actually using one of those, what are they called, Oculus Rift? Because that was crazy enough. And that's just a phone.
All right, that's supposed to be the World Trade Center, but why did I have it as a still? Why weren't we moving around?
I was able to move it.
Maybe he was on pause. Did you hit pause, Chris?
I hit pause.
I want to see this.
Because I wasn't moving at all. But for this little piece of cardboard, it changes your phone into Funtown.
It's
Why wouldn't you get us each one of those, Chris? Why'd you just get one for yourself?
There's more coming.
Yeah, but today's the day.
This is the first one that came. We'll have them on hand at all times.
Flight. Oh my God.
This is flying with Charlize Theron.
Oh my God.
That's the one that I did before. Yeah.
This is fucking insane, dude.
She's holding on to my head.
Crazy. This is fucking nuts. Oh my god, I don't like it.
Why
Oh
isn't
my God, I
Snap
can
snapping
see the
this?
moon.
Get the snapping.
There's a
Well,
celebrity
you've seen the
above
moon
me.
before. There's a celebrity above me.
Oh my god, this is so weird.
Why do you feel like you're going to fall over, though?
I don't know. There's a lot of people around me and I'm in the sky. This is really surreal. I don't like it.
You're holding on to
Oh
Gail.
my god,
It's so
I don't
fucking
like
funny.
it.
I know. She won't let go because she's going to hit the floor.
I have to believe I'm still on Earth right now.
I was using this at my house
This is
last
so
night.
much weirder than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god. This is really creepy. You have to try this.
Yes, we've all tried it.
Yeah.
This is like getting high with someone the first time.
Well, I like this better than getting high because at least then I can take this off. and
No,
not
you
feel
can't.
this-
It's
Wait,
over.
what?
Nope. It's on your
It's
head now.
staying
Welcome
there.
to your new life. Oh my god, this is really weird.
And that's a goddamn phone.
Does everyone,
It's a piece of cardboard and a phone,
does
man.
everyone feel like they have vertigo when they do this?
Yeah, it gets a little vertigo.
If I look of what I was using last night, so I'm just in my apartment by myself with this thing, walking around my apartment, basically not seeing anything, but thinking I'm in a virtual fucking world.
Why are you trying to grab stuff?
Because it really feels like I could touch something.
I was watching a whale fucking
like
jump over me. I was like, oh my god.
There's a little boy floating right there.
Creepy.
Oh my god, that's really surreal and
Let me
really
say it for a
creepy.
second. Because at a point of this, all right, I'm getting your forehead sweat. But yeah, I'm just falling to the street now.
We have to get an Oculus Rift.
Well, here's the deal. How long is it going to be before we'll just put something like that on our heads and then do this show and we'll be at 3 different places?
100. It can't, what, 15 years maybe?
Not even. I'm going to say 15 months.
I feel like this is going to be the future of Unmasked, doing interviews with people.
And seeing it from their perspective.
Yeah, and then everyone gets tickets to be there, but
Yeah.
really,
Nobody is
no
there.
one's there.
No one is there. And I'm at my new home in Lawrence, Kansas, which I'm just, Barry is romanticized. I want to move to a small town.
I know
I
you
don't
do.
want to move to the country. I want to be like 200 yards from the country. But then I still want a city life to take place. All I need is a block or two, and I'm happy. So I'll be in Lawrence, Kansas. Gail, you'll be living in Brooklyn. Chris, you'll probably be upstate. I'm going to guess Sing Sing.
Just let me take my cardboard with me.
Please, I have a job to do. At least give me that.
This is the future of everything, virtual reality. I didn't believe in it for this stupid Google Cardboard.
You didn't think it existed?
I
Or?
didn't think it was to be as fucking immersive as it is. It's mind-blowing.
Now, can you imagine if you Google Glass that?
Then I'll throw myself out the goddamn virtual window.
There's one you could deal where you're at SNL taping.
Oh, shit.
I want that one because
Well, why don't
I've
we-
never been.
Why don't we do one where we'll shoot it ourselves and someone's just doing the show with us?
That'd be fucking crazy.
And then every once in a while we'll be like making like funny list of bands that we think that the bass player was the worst part of the band. And then we just turn to the empty chair. So what do you think? And then we'll all wait 8 seconds. We'll laugh and they'll feel like they're doing the show with us.
That's great.
Yeah. And we'll be like, you had a better laugh than Joe. And then Joe will be like, God damn it.
And then we'll point and laugh. All
Yeah.
of us.
All of us will point at Joe.
All right, so the SNL one is downloading.
SNL.
Sex and L.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's the porn parody.
life is traveling crazy these days, huh?
It exists. Virtual reality exists.
Okay.
I never thought I would be able to say it.
You're the person who didn't think it existed. We knew it was a pig.
No, but not as good as just this Google
No,
Cardboard.
I will agree. When you said that it was a piece of cardboard that you put your phone into, I did not think it was going to look like that. I thought it was going to feel like similar to way like a Viewmaster feels. Like I didn't think it was really going to feel like
because this is Googie 1965 with Viewmaster.
Look, I only know things from the Googie world, not your Google world.
Look, when my mom would make me go to a store with her, I would go straight to the Viewmasters and stay there until she fucking grabbed my arm and said, we're leaving. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I found Hawaiian girls. It would always be back to Hawaiian girls.
And I'll take the Hawaiian ladies.
Oh, you know what? This would be a nice present for me. Can keep it in my room. But I remember being a little kid, I thought Viewmaster was the perfect thing in the world. This, better.
There's nothing better than virtual reality. We have to get Oculus.
What
first.
about a real relationship, Chris? Once in
Just
your life.
give me the cardboard.
So sad. Is there a new song of the summer, Joe? Have you been staying on top of this story?
One Dance by Drake is really popular right now.
But is that going to pass the Justin Timberlake song of the summer?
It's about to beat out. It's put Justin Timberlake down.
I relax, dude. You are dumb at saying things.
It's okay, Chris.
It's about to put
relax.
Justin Timberlake down. No one else is in a hurry. We're just a couple people having a
Just
conversation.
a couple of fellas, you know?
All right? Yeah, just a couple of knocking around guys. You know? Just a couple of lunchbox Johnnies trying to enjoy ourselves.
This is One Dance.
From way back way, you know that I don't play.
It kind of sounds like the other one, which is...
Even when I'm away. OT. There's never much love.
This is
not
terrible.
partying.
It's gotta have you got a party, you gotta have a big hook that we sing along with.
You gotta be like dancing at the party.
By the way, he was on Maya and Marty last night. Jiminy Glick was so funny with him. You've got zero street cred.
I recorded it. I can't wait to see it.
It's a fucking funny night all the way through. And there is a thing that Tina Fey does, singing with Maya, and she's fucking great. And they're acting like it's the 70s doing a variety show where you just sing other people's songs and shit. And it's fucking hysterical. That Tina Fey has no... I'm going to be the first person to say it. She's got it. You know?
She has got it. She should have been on that list of comedians to check out. Watch out for Tina Fey.
Yeah, she should be variety.
I have a feeling about it.
But they also did another bit where they were just these rich, kind of artsy people in a restaurant that was a fucking screaming, just like this. What time is it? Because I'm comfortable wherever I go. So is this breakfast? It was so fucking funny. Steve Martin killing it. I don't know how anybody could have a beef with this show. At 10 o'clock at night, I get to watch funny people come in and do a sketch or two at a time.
Yeah, I think I was really excited to see how it was going to turn out. And just from watching the first episode, I was like, well, this is going to be a fun addition to the week.
I don't know. I hope they stick with it. I really do.
Now, they were getting, critic backlash, or because I know that they had a lot of support from the first night.
All right, hold on. Cooper says he knows the song of the summer. Cooper.
Yeah, I'm thinking Beck's new song, Wow.
Whose song?
Beck got a new song called Wow.
First of all, Beck will never get the song of the summer because he's not for 14-year-old girls, but I'm always ready to hear a new Beck song.
I'm very excited about this.
I loved his last album. What was the name of that album? The one that...
It was so terrific. I can't remember the name of it.
Did you just say it to...
Morning Phase.
Yeah, I love that. That album. Even Kanye had to come back and apologize.
Good.
And say,
yeah.
I'm sorry that I said you were nobody.
And by the way, the mayor of New York, Mayor Bloomberg, who was ignored by the Democratic nominee last night, which I was loving. I mean, she was kissing people on either side of him.
Yeah.
It was cracking me up. And he was gigantic. I mean, he looked like another species. He's standing in the pit, and he's so much taller.
De Blasio's a freak show.
He is. He was surrounded by black dudes, and he was 1.5 feet taller than me. He's like a Russian.
Yeah.
Like a scary Russian NBA player.
I saw him on the street once, and I knew that he was tall, but I was not prepared for the level of height.
No, he is. There's something wrong with your glands, though. Is this the Beck song?
This is the Beck song, Wow.
This is the every song, so no young kids are going to like this.
No, I don't think it's going to reach the youth, but I do like it.
I think Song of the Summer is still Hey Ya. I know it's been 16 years, but it still holds the title.
It'll always be my song of the summer.
In the
winter,
summer.
fall,
Yeah,
and
my
spring.
my song of the summer is In the Summer.
In the summer. Well, you like it when girls stop by.
In the summer. In the summer. And I like when Chinese food makes me sick. In the summer. In the summer. So Drake may be it. Justin Timberlake may be it. And there's one other big one.
I just heard just Drake. It's Drake versus Justin right now.
I heard the Justin one for the first time yesterday. Yeah.
Can I just say something? Someone's trying too hard. And someone heard a little thing called happy. And they're trying to call it even more happy.
He's like, I'm happy as well.
Somebody else is happy. It's me. Eric in Kentucky.
Total smash on the Beck, Ronnie. I love it. I was, it came on the other day, and a friend of mine was like, I don't know, it doesn't really sound like Beck. And I'm thinking, well, that's the beauty of Beck. He's
always different. But yeah, it's not, we don't get pick the song of the summer. The song of the summer is for 14-year-old girls to decide.
Yeah. It's not up to us.
For the rest of us.
It's for the founders, the snappers of the world.
Sean, what's up, buddy? You're on Bennington.
Hey, Ronnie B.
Yeah.
Hey, I was going to ask you, do you know who Beck's wife is?
Well, I do because I love them redheads.
I love them redheads.
All right.
And she looks nothing like that, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen her in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, she's I don't know whether it wasn't her hair or she just permed it for that, but you wouldn't recognize her from that movie. She's pretty,
Oh, wow. I would never recognize her.
Yeah. Here's Lewis. He thinks he knows the song of the summer.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I got that Ariana Grande CD, and that album is fantastic. I don't know if it's you guys' type of music, but it's so good that I'm going to go on a limb and say that the song Greedy is going to be the
Greedy.
Lewis, if I was you, I'd be worried I'd be arrested for picking up that CD.
But seriously, if not, at least one of the songs from my album is going to be Song of the Summer. I mean, she's got some good songs on there.
Yeah, I know the girls like her, and she always wears like little mouse ears or.
It was a cat ears. She's a kitty cat.
Why aren't we playing it? This makes me want to go into a store and just start licking cupcakes and donuts without being caught. Remember, everyone was so mad at her for that.
Oh yeah.
And then she just goes like this: "I hate America."
Yeah, I hate Americans. They're so fat. Let's lick these because I hate fat Americans. You guys, I thought about what I said, and I think it was really wrong of me. And I'll never lick another donut again.
Ew. The way she said that sounded like...
What? I have something else to apologize for now.
I forgot how many of my fans were fat. Most of you are. I mean, my version of fat.
Guys, I love my fat fans.
I know.
Hey, you're all my fatties, okay?
That could be the thing. If you just doing periscopes to your fans.
I love all my fat fans out there, and I accept you for who you are and your incredibly disgusting fat bodies. I love you guys.
Now here's a ham. Can you put the ham down and buy my new album?
This sounds like a ladies' night.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'm about ready to call my girls right now. She's greedy for love.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
And donuts.
Yeah. I'm not getting it all. I do like that thing up on the iBang with the bird activates Siri, where a talking bird can just get Siri. I mean, it's like there's no use for humans anymore. Robots are talking with birds.
With birds.
Hate these goddamn birds.
Another story I love on the iBang, it's Shaq would show up naked in just his sneakers to Lakers practice as a funny joke.
You got it, Shaq!
As a funny joke / sexual harassment.
Now, Shaq was in here one time, right? And he was taking around his comedy troupe, right? And he was saying to me, he goes, as a kid, I was always, class clown, just trying to stand out, be noticed by everybody.
Really?
Yes. And he smashed his head on our ceiling. Yeah. I mean, there's no situation on the planet Earth where Shaq wouldn't stand out.
Can't believe that. It's insane.
He is so large, and then he's like this. I was always trying to think of something to be noticed, like taking off all my clothes. somebody would just feel like my ball bag on their shoulder and turn around, and they'd be staring at my dick.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's really funny.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. My friend is so funny. The other day, he showed up naked to work.
He is.
No, the funny thing is, they could also use, you could shower with them naked in another, hour.
Right.
So what's the point of getting
but he won't have his shoes on.
Yeah, that's true. Why don't you just wear your clothes into the shower? Wouldn't that be funnier?
Freak
than
everyone
you
out.
Showing up on the foul line.
That is pretty funny,
clothes on?
actually.
And he's like this. Let me think. Did I forget something? Uh-oh, what am I dribbling? That's not the ball.
Okay, Shaq, now you're just masturbating in practice.
There's a funny joke. I shit all over the place and then hid. I watch people sit.
Oh my God, I love jock jokes. Jock jokes.
Get a load of their faces when they see how much I shit out there. The lion attack, it's a couple days old, but we've all been fans of it. This is why this video is the reason why I support dentists shooting lions. Because this lion is so fucking cruel and waited till the little boy turned around before he attacked.
You actually see the moment that he decides to stalk his prey.
Yeah.
And he does that same thing. Like, it's very weird when you see a big cat because they're same as house cats. They're
exactly the same.
He does that little wiggle that cats do where they're like, I'm going to murder that thing. There he goes.
And we see you in the grass.
Oh.
And that glass is the only thing keeping a toddler. I mean, this is not a fair fight. When people are like, oh, it's not fair just to shoot a lion with a gun. This isn't fair either. A lion will eat a toddler. Man, when it stands up like that, it looks like a dude in a lion suit.
Yeah. His face is very expressive when he's like, I've been tricked. I thought I was going to be able to murder that child.
Now, you don't hunt at all. You've never been hunting.
I have never hunted.
But let's say you had to kill an animal, right?
Okay.
They would force you to kill an animal. What kind would you kill? And this is to save your family. The Nazis have your family. They're going to shoot your family in the head unless you kill an animal. What animal do you kill?
So we're taking out fishing, or what about bird? Can I shoot a bird?
We're talking about a mammal. You have to kill a mammal.
I guess maybe a raccoon. No,
it's too late.
It's too human-like.
A raccoon.
No.
Chris, what about you?
I'd kill a goat.
Really?
Goat? That's disgusting.
Well,
I don't know why.
Look, I'll tell you this: a raccoon is fucking adorable.
I know,
you just
but
killed it.
my first thought was getting the hat. Was the only thing I thought. Was like, I'll eat it and I'll have the hat. I want to use all the parts. I actually really like raccoons. I feel guilty. I said it.
What about you, Joe? Who would you kill?
A humpback whale.
It's disgusting.
That's horrible.
That's actually...
Of all the animals.
I would do it.
Well, what would you kill it with?
I would try to confuse it with light and then have it beach itself.
That can't be
That's
done.
sick.
And I don't think that's you killing it.
No.
There's
one answer. Harpoon. That's how you kill a goddamn whale with.
Now, if I had to kill any animal, I thought about this for the last almost 8 seconds. And I would probably kill Liam from the booking department. And I'll tell you why. He is the smartest animal. So stalking and killing him would be quite the trick.
That'd be impressive.
Yes.
Ron killed a man.
And here's
on
the
his
thing.
birthday.
Here's the thing. I think when I killed him, this is why it would be dramatic, we would both be crying. You know?
Right.
Sorry, Liam. I have to do this. You know I don't want to.
You mean you could have picked squirrel?
I wanted the contest to really be fair. I don't think I'd be, crying if I killed a raccoon.
I feel bad about it, though, because the hands are so human-like. The way they use their hands, like, they pick stuff up and they run with it, like.
Well, it's not very human-like.
But their hands, like.
Oh, they are fucking cute.
They're really cute.
That's as
terrible,
close.
Gail.
No, that's as close as we got to humans' hands. Look at that.
Wow.
You didn't know that about raccoons?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, you should. There's a video of a raccoon stealing a cat's food. It's somewhere on the internet. It's been passed around for a long time. But the way he picks it up with his hands and starts running, he looks like a little person.
Chris, have you figured out what you're doing for summer vacation this year?
Oh, no, yet. No.
Have you, Gail?
No, I've been looking.
I'm thinking about renting a lake house.
Really?
Yeah, I've never done something like that before.
I've thought about that as well. I'm looking into a couple lakes. I like a good lake vacation. Vacation, all I ever wanted.
Vacation, all I got away. So you're thinking about going up north?
I was thinking about going up north. I also have seen, like, I visited a lake that was near, like, the Jersey, New York border, so, like, kind of more west.
What is that, like Sleazy Lake? Is that the name of it?
It's not called Sleazy Lake.
It's Sleazetown.
What are you thinking, upstate?
Oh, I'm thinking Canada, maybe.
Ooh, that's
maybe
nice.
as high up as in Canada as I could possibly go. You know? Someplace where it would just be me and native people. You know?
Inuit?
I guess that's a name for it. I don't know. I don't know all the names. I thought I'd make up my own.
Oh, yeah, good. Label them.
And I'll be like this. I will call you Sparky Joe.
Great. Why, though?
No reason. That's part of the fun. But now you got me thinking about Wildwood.
Wildwood was fun. I had a blast there.
Well,
go hang out on the boardwalk.
Of course you would.
Eat some Polish.
I might just strap this Google Cardboard on my head for the whole weekend. Sit there, say, go anywhere I want. Go to SNL, hang out there with Seinfeld and the whole SNL 40 cast.
Look, Queen Elizabeth said, Ron, you wouldn't cry. Let's be honest. Yeah, you caught me in a lie. You caught me in a lie, that's for sure. I'd probably be giggling. I just hope I wouldn't be giggling so much that I end up dropping the gun and having it go off.
That'd be embarrassing.
No, yeah, it's the worst thing. If you just giggle when you're shooting. Then you, after you shoot, and you're giggling, you're like, I'm sorry, it tickles. It tickles my hand when it kicks like that. Right, let me see the SNL thing.
It's loading.
Why does it take so long to load, Chris?
I don't know.
What is this, the fucking 90s?
Yeah, you got him.
Yeah.
This is not the 90s.
Your phone looks that way.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. It's a Samsung.
Samsung.
Dumb.
Man, do you hear what's coming in behind you?
Yeah,
They're
what
doing,
is that?
voiceover stuff. It's they do like production over there, but it's so loud sometimes.
Yeah, I thought these were supposed to be soundproof.
No. They sound unproof. Why does Aaron Rodgers say he's done with cheese when he lives there?
Because he says if he stops eating any sort of dairy, that he'll play longer in the NFL.
Yeah, but don't bring it up.
Is he lactose intolerant?
No, he can eat cheese. He doesn't have a problem with eating cheese. He's Aaron Rodgers. He lives in Wisconsin for at least 8 months out of the year.
Oh, it's Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, Seinfeld's here?
Yeah, this is
man.
This is the 40th thing. So I'm looking. Look, there's Adam Sandler.
Wait, I can't see him.
That's a computer monitor. That's a wall.
That looks like Ed Norton over there.
Holy shit.
This is a great show, I'm at. Oh, there's John Lovitz right there. Eddie Murphy's sitting
I'm Eddie
here.
Murphy.
Yeah. It's not as exciting as the other one. There's Larry David.
Are you on the stage right now?
No, I'm in the crowd. I'm in the when all the celebrities were sitting in the crowd.
Oh my God. I get really dizzy.
You can't be dizzy there. Look for Wally, my friend Wally, cue card guy. We got to get Wally's stuff back in again.
No, that's not him.
And the last time I saw Bobby Moynihan, he said he wanted to come by.
I see someone holding cue cards, but I'm kind of far away from them.
Let me see. I'll know if it's Wally or not.
I can't keep it at the same. Look to your left. Back and to the left.
My left or
Back
left?
and to the left. My left or Wally's left?
Your left.
No.
Is that him holding the card?
There's nobody there.
You're full of shit, Gal.
I'm not.
Oh,
This
no, that's
world
not
is
him.
this world is real to me.
Look at this. All right, if you look over at the production team, when you think Chris is being a nut and unmasked, TV, they're so annoying. He's 4 feet out of the shot.
I know. He's very far. Man, this is cool.
That's all I want to do now is I got to get my hands on a...
We break or take it to the limit?
Take it to the limit.
Because we have a guest coming up in a couple minutes. I would say a guy that, we were just talking about Chris Mazzilli with Lisa Lampanelli a little while ago. But Chris is the guy who... He has Gotham, and it'll be the show tomorrow night that you'll be able to see on Access TV when you see Gurion, which I don't have access, and we will be doing an Unmasked. But I do want to see Gurion. You know, that seems so funny to me.
I don't think I have access either.
You gotta have direct TV.
Yeah,
we don't have a lot of direct TV in the city.
No.
Because you make deals with buildings.
Yeah, I can't get a dish on my building.
I know.
You can't get a dish in your house.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
You're such a fuck up, you know?
I have paper plates, nice and disposable. No mess, no fuss.
But think of the environment, Chris.
Look, paper's great. It's allowed to bring us into a virtual world.
I can't believe that thing works so well.
I fucking had no... I did not think it would.
What?
He's confused.
I actually remember this shot from the show, and it wasn't in TV when it wasn't in 3D when I watched it. I think I see Wally over there in the background. Man, this studio was so fucking small.
Not our studio, but the SNL studio.
The virtual world.
No, the actual studio.
Yeah.
It just seems so much bigger when you're watching TV.
This is the future of entertainment. Like, this is how you will watch SNL.
Everything, Gail. Everything.
What else would it be the future of besides entertainment?
Interacting with people. I'm sure it'll have live interaction with it soon enough.
I can't wait for her new virtual reality Bennington.
See, I like it because when I'm watching and I'm on a swivel chair, easier to move. Oh, wait, this studio is a lot bigger than I thought it was. I didn't see, I never turned to my right. Don't you wish that you had this for everything in life?
Yeah.
Like there's a Bruder film?
Oh, God, yeah. Like, look at that grassy knoll.
Like, this is what it'll be like when kids are in school, and then this is how they'll get history lessons. Like, everyone put on your goggles, and then they'll be, like, walking around, or, like, a battle or something.
Yeah, but also they won't even be in a class together. They'll each be at home.
Yeah.
Probably tied up in their bedroom until their parents get home.
In their pod. I would say they'll be in pods. That's what I'm going to guess.
They don't have to be in pods,
Why would you put them in a pod?
It's the future.
Just because we can have a pod doesn't mean that we should have a pod.
Just saying, this seems like where it's going.
you can look up at all the lighting too.
All right, give me one. Give me I'm going to call this a fearless future prediction. Something that you've never heard anyone else say, just you yourself believe that'll be taking place, and you have to give us the amount of years that'll be happening.
So this is a thing that we think could happen.
Yeah.
And it's a terrifying thought.
No, it doesn't have to be terrifying.
It could be terrifying.
It could be utopian. It could be dystopian. It's up to you. Joe, you're going to be also called in for this. Man, I never saw you guys stunned like this. Chris, you ready to go first?
I'll go.
Go.
I'll say that there won't be any more countries. It will be a world government in the next 45 years.
So in 45 years, the United States of America is gone.
No longer exists.
World government.
World government.
45 is really soon.
Run by the corporations?
A corporate run world, yeah.
Okay. Joe.
In 200 years, there will only be one race on this planet.
Light brown.
Light brown.
Like
the light brown race.
Light brown, light eyes.
Or through like some sort of weird genocide war. That could happen also.
What he's saying is that there'll be such...
No, we'll be having sex with each other so much and so openly.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be light brown people.
All right.
And then people won't have to worry about going to the beach. Everybody will be like, I'm already nice and tan. Go ahead, Gail.
Okay. So I think that we will be able to, it will become acceptable to choose the qualities of your unborn child.
Oh, yeah, this is...
And I would say this is going to be in the next 50 years where you're picking gender, you're picking physical type, you're going to be able to eliminate any possibility of...
I think much sooner.
You think
I think
sooner?
we're going to be able to do that very, very soon. And you'll also be able to pick, I like this person to have some musical talent.
Yes.
You know, I want, first of all, my main thing would be obey. parents.
Right.
Put that in there.
Number one.
Blindly obey. Maybe there's a word that just shuts them down. You just go, kumquat. And the kid falls over on its side. All right, here's one, and I'm not going to be, like Joe's can't be proven. It's 200 years away. Gail, you and Chris, let's face it, I won't be there to see whether you're right. So I'm going to pick mine in the next 3 years. In the next 3 years, I believe that when men and women kiss each other, they'll be inserting tongues in each other's mouths, sometimes rubbing against each other's tongues, and sometimes just working around in there, seeing what's happening.
I can't live in this new world. I can't be expected to do that.
And I also believe it's going to be called Frenching.
The French have a monopoly on this whole thing?
I don't even know because they're so quick for oral. All right. You know?
Now, we'll be Frenching our lovers, but also our coworkers, neighbors?
No, you won't. You'll only keep that for your lovers. The lovers and dreamers in your life are the only people you'll French with. And then a lot of times your friends, you'll go on a date and they'll go, so, what happened? And you can at least go, Frenched her.
We Frenched. We Frenched for a good 30 minutes.
I mean, we Frenched a lot. We Frenched so much. Oh, my tongue's a little raw. So that's what I believe will happen.
It's a scary near future.
Look, I mean, this is how fast the fucking future is traveling. I just read a story. A regular corporation is sending a package to the moon, something you're going to be able to release some stuff so we can get data. And the government, the United States government, is going to pay them to do it rather than them doing a moon shot.
Yeah, it's some like weird moon company.
Now,
they have moon in the title. They have moon in the title.
Just relax. This is why you shouldn't be on the air. You should be up behind the scenes, guy.
No.
You're just too dumb for on the air stuff.
Wait, I don't want to derail this, but this morning I just want to say when he said to me, "Did you see the Richard Simmons story?" And then he's like, "Did you hear he cut his dick off?" I was like, "This is like in kindergarten when somebody hears something," and I was like, "Where did you get that?"
The Post.
And I was like, "Dude, I just read 2 different articles. I didn't hear that he cut." And he's like, "Yeah, he cut his dick off. Did you hear it?" I'm like, "This is so childish and untrue."
And we've discussed it enough. You don't cut it off. You slit it, open it, and then push it back in. You split the penis and push it back in. With that, a penis coming down into being a nice vagina.
Oh!
Nice vagina.
I don't know.
It's
nice, huh?
A nice one, though. Like a real nice one.
Yeah, like a very nice girl's vagina. And now you call her Fiona.
Oh my God. But I was like, Chris, where are you getting this information?
I read on the Post on the train this morning, and I audibly said out loud, I said, "Holy shit!" And people just looked at me. Like this guy would have a meltdown.
You shouldn't be here.
But this was exactly like I remember hearing rumors like that when you were in kindergarten or first grade. Like, did you hear Michael Jackson cut his dick off?
Where's the
Lil' Kim's stomach is full of semen? She had to get her stomach
that
pumped.
one is right.
Thank you.
That one was true about Little Kim.
SNL still happening?
But yeah, it's the same scene. It's very uncomfortable. All right, Gail, just turn around. Take a look at Seinfeld, right?
Okay.
Now look straight down.
Oh, weird.
That's Wally.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
I was looking at the camera. Why do I feel like I actually physically have to move my body?
No, you moved your whole body down when you did that.
Oh, I've actually turned it off, and now I'm looking at all of Chris's text messages.
Oh, shit!
Oh.
What did he say? Oh, yeah, did you hear? He cut his dick off.
I'm letting everyone know.
No, dude. Swear. His dick is cut off.
I like how...
I must be talking to Bronx Johnny because he says, that M-word crazy. White bitches be doing all kinds of crazy shit.
He drops a lot of M-bombs.
He does.
In the last, year, 2 years, the trans movement, we've learned so much as a country, and Chris is still no, dude, he cut his wiener off, I heard.
Can you imagine if Chris would suddenly get a job as a network newscaster? And he goes, just then, Famed exercise guru Richard Simmons cut off his dick today.
And he also said, cut his own dick off. Like, that's what he was telling me. I was like, look, I'm not saying that he, definitely didn't do that, but no one's saying that, Chris. No one's reporting that right now.
I said he was going crazy.
You know how when you stop being an alcoholic and drug addict and you ruin your Scope show because of that?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do one Scope news show where you just sit there and read the news straight?
Yeah, fuck 100%.
That would be fucking hilarious. I'm Chris Stanley, and this is the news.
And this is the news.
Well, it looks like ISIS is out to fuck our asses and dick holes.
Better watch out for that, everyone.
I wish you were kidding, and that's not something that you would say constantly on the elevator in front of strangers.
What are you looking at now, Chris?
Looks like I'm in some sort of sea wreck. No, seriously. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, it's a sea wreck, all right. Look at this. You're going swimming underwater, Gail.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there she goes. Here, you have the balance of a teenage drunk. Immediately, she needs somebody to grab her hand.
It's crazy. She's grabbing the console.
Oh my God. This is really surreal.
No, it's real.
It's virtual.
Oh, she's acting like she's swimming now.
Oh my God, I'm moving.
You're not moving.
This is my new life now, guys.
See?
Oh, look, we're in the deep now. Go.
Yes.
You're out of the sea wreck.
The click effect, created by Sandy Solomon and James Nestor.
By the way, I'm mad at myself because you said sea wreck. It's a shipwreck, and now we've just been like, yeah, it's a sea wreck.
It's a wreck in the sea.
Now I'm just going around with some dude on his boat.
It's pretty cool. Nice boat.
Oh, he's the author of The Deep, James Nestor. Keeps himself in really nice soccer shape.
That's the best shape there is.
Is he ripped?
Hey, is basketball tonight, Joe?
It is tonight, 9:00.
Chris, give me final score. Winner.
Golden State, 94. Cavs, 80.
Joe.
Golden State, 90. Cavs, 96.
Fuck out of here.
You don't think the Cavs are going to win one at home?
I think it's home. After that last fucking beatdown, it's sweep town. And
but now they're at home. It's a totally different situation. LeBron has got to put the team on his back.
I know. But I don't think LeBron by himself can beat this Warriors team. He's alone out
he's
there.
been by himself.
I know.
He's either scored or assisted in half the points. Everyone's acting like, well, he's shit in the bed. I go, no, he's not. Man, this is not all that deep, though. I mean, you can sit here in the reef and look straight up. It only looks like we're like 20 feet underwater. Whoever thought we'd see a sea wreck? And then later, he's going out to ship.
I love ship food. Delicious.
Call Vito in here. Because I got Chris.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Mazzilli. Do you realize how much stuff we have to do, how many meetings are planned? We can't keep up on it. We got 2 different travel dates. We've got Unmasked here and in D.C. We got Montreal plans to make. Unmasked. We can't keep up with it all.
There's so much.
You're supposed to be meeting very shortly, too, with a couple of different times.
Yeah.
Chris, you might be meeting maybe during when I talk with Mazzilli. Do me a favor, though.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot during the meeting. And I'm not saying that to be mean. Okay. I hate when you represent me. Joe, that means that you're in here. You move in.
Okay. And please make sure you're going through all the stuff we talked about earlier today. Okay. Please.
Are you a dumb person just saying the same thing over? It's like if I said to my wall, oh, and make sure you do the dishes while I'm at work. That's the wall. I could act like I told it to do it, but it's not going to.
But Chris, you remember all the stuff I said that needs to be discussed.
He doesn't do stuff. Now, your Snapchat is failing. Why, Vito?
It's going pretty well, I think, right now. We're getting some nice views.
Oh, my God. But my problem is the presentation. The presentation is terrible.
Well, what's wrong with the presentation?
There's no entertainment value to it at all. None. Zero. It's like you just happen to be somewhere and pointing a phone for 10 seconds. Who's the number one guy?
DJ Khaled.
What's his name?
DJ Khaled.
I'm going to imagine this. DJ Khaled acts like he's entertaining people, even if you don't find him funny. He's attempting to give somebody something.
He believes from what I saw, he believes he's entertaining people. Yeah.
Thank you. Was this fly on the wall thing that you're doing, Vito? I'm sorry. This is the entertainment what?
Factor.
Business. Why would it be?
That's a good answer.
Does someone ever say entertainment factor?
No. I mean, this is the entertainment factor that we're dealing with.
Look, let me go to a kid who grew up on TV, watching TV himself, Joey Jojo. Joe, do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand.
It's got to be presented to the audience. Present it to them. Like here's the beginning, middle, and end. Even if that's only 10 seconds. I don't know what to do, you know? Chris, I'd ask you to do it, but I know you got this meeting you're going to fuck up in a couple minutes.
Chris, please don't.
I hate to think of you during a meeting during the show. That bugs me.
I feel like maybe Gail should come with me.
No, I'm not going to go one man down because you can't do your job. Joe, I want you to break the ice by saying, look, if anyone wants to do a picnic, we can lay my shirt down there.
That's a great ice. And that's bringing the entertainment
factor. The shirt that you picked for yourself?
It's laundry day, and for some reason, all my shirts.
When people use that excuse. You still own that shirt, though.
Yeah.
You still own a picnic shirt.
Yeah.
Own it. Be proud of it.
This is a shirt I see very often on the subway, too.
Yes, by nerds.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to be one of the regular guys out there. It is true. You got a regular dad shirt.
Yeah.
A dumb regular dad shirt.
You got a picnic shirt.
Yeah, a shirt with like a bridge on it and palm trees.
No.
Dude, that fucking thing. People wrote to me and go, how is this even a shirt? And I can only guess confused Chinese people.
Has to be, right? They just screwed up.
I don't get it. You know,
it's
if I had
the credits.
What's the credits now? If I had one of these, I'd stop using binoculars to look in the neighbor's building.
Yeah, you wouldn't need it.
That's like the most New York thing in the world to do.
I love
just sit there and watch your neighbors with your binoculars.
Or don't you love going over the bridge and all the people who live like right on the bridge, so you're at like their window level, and you're just like, oh.
Tits out, ass out, tits out, dick out.
Show it all to me.
The tram's weird because it goes so slow, and then you're just
eye to eye with them.
There.
You know, I was thinking about the tram last night because I'm watching Hillary in Brooklyn. The place is blowing up, and she's really selling the woman factor, you know? And I thought, this all started on Roosevelt Island.
It did.
That's where she started, on Roosevelt Island. Who was it ever announced their presidency on Roosevelt Island? Not even Trump was that dumb. He just rode the escalator down in his own lobby. I don't know. It seems like, and I've heard this last night, Carvel saying it, he's saying that the Republicans might just take this off of Trump if he keeps saying outrageous things. They might say, you cannot be on the Republican ticket.
Yeah, I mean, we thought that was an option when they still had other candidates. So who knows what will happen now?
They think that he's going to, the way they were yesterday, that he's going to break the whole party. One thing we found out, Republicans don't like being called racist or supporting a racist. No. I never would have believed that, but it scares them.
They're very sensitive to it because then they're like, we're really going to lose the people.
Yeah, they got us. Basically, they went, you figured this out. So pissed off.
That was our thing. That was our secret thing that we were into.
So what are we going to do about Snapchat? I'm going to bring it up again. It seems like the young guy that everyone's talking about is Spencer Berger. He might be the key to this.
He could be the most snappable.
I got him already working on booking stuff, phones, things like that. But he might be my Snapchat guy.
Could be.
Joe, you feel like you're too old for it, right?
Yeah, my Snapchat game isn't on point. I've been doing it for a few years, but all my younger friends, they do a really nice job.
The fact that you have younger friends nauseates me.
It's creepy.
It is. Thank you.
How young are they?
Yeah. 7?
I buy them cigarettes at the high school.
Is your youngest brother on the fucking Skating Handsome brother? Is he on Snapchat?
He is on Snapchat, yeah.
How's his Snap game?
His snap game is him smoking weed.
Dude, that's a lot of shit. I was sometimes on Periscope. We'll just go to California. The number of girls vaping and listening to what I'll just say lyrically N-based hip hop. Just white girls getting high, listening to these really aggressive hip hop songs, and then being like this. You're not going to see my tits, so stop asking.
Nope. Gonna keep asking.
Chris Stanley.
We got a break here. Chris Mazzelli is going to be in next. As part of what, Chris?
Tito's, Innovators of Entertainment, brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka, gluten-free and 100% corn. Go to Tito'sVodka.com for more information.
That sounds delicious. That sounds like it's fun for the summer. Maybe we load up a watermelon on one of our lake trips.
Whoa.
I'm down.
So you're thinking lake?
Lake.
Chris, you thinking lake?
Yeah, I'm thinking lake. I'll bring the Google cardboard with me.
Here's what would be great. If you get a lake house, and Chris, you get a lake house, I can spend some time with you, Gail, sometimes with Chris.
Nice.
And I won't have to spend any money couch surfing and enjoying myself. No, I'd be willing to cook breakfast for both of you.
That sounds great.
By cook, I mean make some cereal.
That's fine. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. And by cereal, I really just mean it's going to be a piece of toast that I crumble up, put in a bowl of milk, and hand to you. Breakfast.
I'm fine, thanks.
Have some toasty toasts. All right, we'll break back with Chris Mazzelli. He is from Gotham Comedy Club, located at 208 West 23rd Street in New York City. This is Bennington. Chris Mazzelli is in studio with us, the Gotham Comedy Club, not only one of New York and America's premier comedy clubs, but Gotham Comedy Live, airing live, which is pretty unusual for a stand-up show. Thursday nights on 10 p.m. on Access TV. This week, John Lovitz is hosting.
Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that's a very, very cool name. But you guys have done some interesting things there where it's not always stand-ups hosting the show.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the past 2 seasons we kind of branched out and just tried to book funny people that we thought would be interesting. So like this season we had Pam Anderson, we had David Hasselhoff. So it's been good. It's been a good run.
I think the kind of amazing thing there too is to walk into this comedy club and there's some of these iconic stars doing something that they've never really done before.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, you know, and to their credit, everybody's kind of pulled it off and done a good job.
No nerves, no,
well, I'm sure there's nerves.
Yeah.
But they're pros, you know, they put it together.
I always find it to be interesting, too, that a lot of people who are actors or from other things, that just the idea of stopping and talking into a microphone and looking in the audience is a completely different skill set.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. But you know what? It's they've had fun with it. You know, even like last week, was 2 weeks ago, Sherry O'Terry hosted the show. And she's not a stand-up per se, but you know what? She did a really nice job. She was funny. She told some great stories.
I heard she kind of got interested in it after doing it. She started to think maybe there is a place.
You know what? I told her that. I said point blank, I said, you could do this. There's no question about it. You could do stand-up.
Well, John Lovitz is a guy who came out of sketch comedy, became very, very famous on SNL, which again, people forget. If you start to say who were the people who saved Saturday Night Live, he's definitely one of them. That show was going to be gone before he hit. And then his movie career, and now he goes out and does stand-up. It's always, it's just a different thing, but I guess it's all part of that entertainers thing that you need. Now, I also heard from a director who, I said, what are you doing in New York? And he said he was stopping by to see you. And I go, something to do with the club? And he goes, well, Chris is doing all kinds of different things. Things are going in different directions. So you're spreading out a little bit?
Yeah. You know, we're starting to get more TV production and we manage some talent, some good comedians. Which director are you talking about? Dennis Dugan? Mike
yes,
Young?
It was Dennis Dugan, yeah. And I was like, I go, really? You stopping by? And he goes, oh yeah, Chris has got a lot going on. Now Dennis is, you know, his career has been phenomenal.
He's a great guy. And he's become a very good friend. Him and his wife they're very, very sweet people.
Lovely people, right?
Yeah, great. And he's, you know, he's got a great eye for comedy. He loves the business as much as I love the business. And, when he's in town, we try to get together and grab dinner and just kind of talk shop, if he's working on a particular project, he'll say to me, hey, who should I look at for this? And vice versa. And we kind of pick each other's brains, and we're working on this TV project together. So we'll see.
Well, I think that's very cool about you too, is that you don't seem to, you seem to approach this almost on a friendly level before you get to the business side of things. It's something has to work organically for you.
You know what? I love the business.
Yeah.
And I feel very, very lucky and blessed to be in the business. So for me, it's like every day I wake up and I can do this, I feel very, very lucky, and I do have the right attitude, and I've made some good contacts over the years and been really, a student of comedy, and now it's all coming together.
It's very, very interesting. It's something that it's tough to teach young people because they come out of college and there's such a hurry to figure out where they belong in the world. And you just want to say, gain experiences as you go along.
Hey, listen, I'm 51 and I'm still figuring it out.
Right.
And it's interesting you mentioned that because you never know what direction life is going to take you. And for me, when I was in high school, I wanted to go to Columbia and I was going to go on a partial soccer scholarship, and I want to be an attorney. Mm-hmm. And then I blew my knees out and ended my soccer career, and that ended that. And a backup school was FIT, and I studied menswear design. Did that for half a second, went to acting school, started working as an actor, and then started doing stand-up. And the reason why I mention that is all those things that I did all helped make the person I am today and make me kind of excel in what I'm doing, because I understand the acting part of it, the stand-up part of it, the writing part of it, the design aspect, and one piece I left out is my father, my family was in the fruit and vegetable business. We had little stores and then eventually supermarkets. And I started working with my dad when I was like 8, so I understood retail. So all those things, it was a good mix, to bring me to where I am today.
Even when you bring up the fashion thing, I think I was pretty far along in life before I realized how important presentation was for everything.
Yeah, it's so true, because my brother, who's one of the partners at the club, and he's on the management side with me. Like we'd go into meetings sometimes, and we're dressed, in suits, and we'd take the business seriously and respect the business. And we're sitting down with guys like ripped jeans and flip flops, and it's like, it's like I don't know. It just I wouldn't want an attorney to represent me dressed like that.
Yeah.
So it's just we take it seriously.
Now, on the management side of things, how do you know who you want to manage? Are you going just on talent? Are you going on your ability to get along with those people?
All the above. I mean, it's kind of a gut thing. I think it's a very, very good question, and kind of very selective of who we work with. And we have a relationship with Levity Entertainment Group, so we share clients with them, and it's been good. It's been a good little run. And I'd say the entire time we've been doing, which is about 5-6 years now, we've probably only worked with about 15 clients. Mm-hmm. We discovered Amy Schumer. We managed her for a while. We got some new kids we're excited about, Leonard Oots, Gina Brion, this girl Ashley Ostmaris, Jess Curson. Then we have, one guy's blowing up big time, Sebastian Maniscalco.
Love him.
He's a terrific guy, so it is the complete package. There's a spark, there's talent. Mm-hmm. We just signed this kid about a year ago named Leonard Oots, who's terrific. And then, some people have been around. We're kind of reviving, their careers, like Johnny Brennan and the Jerky Boys.
Yeah.
We have a series in development with them right now, animated series. But yeah, it's a talent part. And can I get along with them? The last piece is, can I further their career?
Right.
Because we sit down with everybody and kind of map out where they want to go. And if we think it's attainable, we'll do it, but I don't want to disappoint anybody. And if they're not realistic in their goals, I mean, look, honestly, I think if you really kind of focus, there's a lot you can achieve, but sometimes, we may see differently in somebody. And if that's the case, then maybe it's not the right fit.
Well, Sebastian is a great example. I try to point out to people, because it's happening in real time, but Sebastian is a guy who found his audience somehow. When people go out to see him, they relate to him on a level. And I don't think a lot of comedians realize how important it is to have this kind of unconscious connection with the audience. It's almost like he's surrounded by friends and family when he's on stage.
You know what? It's true. And we were just talking about this. I had lunch with my brother Steve and one of Sebastian's agents, Nick Nucifaro from UTA. We were at the Friars Club and we were talking about that. And, what's interesting about Sebastian is his audience is 3 generations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's amazing because he just had a run of 7 shows at the Beacon Theater. And each night I would watch the shows and just look at the audience. And it's like, you know, in one seat you have somebody who's 14 and in the seat next is somebody that's 74.
Right.
You don't see that often, you know. But he is very relatable and he's in the zone now. Like we signed him about 6 years ago. We met up in Montreal Comedy Festival. I brought him down to the club to do a weekend. And my brother was off on the Friday night. And I watched Sebastian do 2 shows and I was like, this guy's unbelievable. I mean, he's really something special. I called my brother down and said, you got to come see him tomorrow night. And we watched him do 3 shows and he was fantastic, you know, and he's gotten that much better now. And he's a wonderful person, just a great guy to deal with.
Well, he's a guy who also respects the business. He's not out, you know, bullshitting around when he's not on stage. He's already on to the next thing. But I think that there's a thing that can happen with a performer that sometimes isn't even recognizable to the eye. Like Ray Romano had it with his audience. That somehow people went, oh, I know this guy, or I'm that guy, you know? And Sebastian is one of the few people, I think, who has that. And I think he makes everything looks easy as it's moving along. And it's not easy to suddenly go from a club comic to a theater comic to 7 nights at the Beacon.
And you know what? The truth be told, we could have sold out more there.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he's selling tickets. Listen, and it's terrific because he's all about the work. He put the time in, you know, and he really is a scholar of the business. And he works very hard. I mean, I can't believe how quickly he writes. You know, but he's on stage a lot. He, you know, puts his time in. He lives in LA and you know, he's on stage often there. But even like in between shows, like I take notes like a fiend when he's on stage. Like literally, he'll come off stage and I'll have 3 pages of notes and, you know, we can change this word and change this bit and flip this and put this here, you know, and we'll talk about it. And then he'll go up on the next show, like a half hour later, and he institutes all those changes, you know, by memory. It's unbelievable, you know. But he's that good. I mean, listen, in my opinion, you know, he's one of the best ever to do it.
But see, that's something that you can do that a lot of managers can't, is you understand the comedy itself, the writing. You also know how much a beat changes everything. And listen, it's funny you mentioned that because sometimes I'll tell him, just listen, take a beat here. Right. You know, because you're stepping on the laugh and it makes that much of a difference in the set. You know, and I love doing that. It's, you know, even with some of the newer clients, to sit down and kind of dissect the act and work on it. It's a lot of fun. So for you, it's almost coaching as much as it is looking ahead. Oh, is this going to turn into a TV career and a movie career? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's kind of the overall picture, the architecting of the career. But the coach part, no question about it. You know, I mean, some of the stuff we deal with, you know, with different clients, you know, people being harassed online. I mean, there's a million different things.
That's changed completely.
It's an interesting business, you know, even like getting phone calls from, you know, comics that are on the road and, you know, the hotel is terrible and the club doesn't want to move them. I mean, we deal with it all. You get phone calls 2:00 in the morning, who broke up with who, and their heart's broken and they don't want to go on stage the next night. You know, it's all part of the business.
But it's interesting to me that if you didn't have the experiences that you had, like we were talking earlier, I mean, some of this stuff is life stuff that you could only get from walking through it.
True.
Amy Schumer, the way her career took off, it almost looked uncomfortable to me, you know, because the backlash now because of online happens as quickly as, you know, it used to be like, let's say a John Travolta would take off. It would be a couple years before there was a backlash of, oh, this guy has gotten too much. It almost seemed like it happened with Amy as quickly as it was happening.
You know, I think that's also a product of the internet because we live in the information society. So it's all out there so fast and everybody knows what's going on. And you can, you know, 20 years ago, if somebody had something negative to say about somebody, what was their outlet?
Right. You say it to your
tell
brother.
Their friends. Right, you know, I mean, who cares? Now, with the internet, there's a way to get that word out there. So they're targets. And it's a difficult thing. And you know what? Whatever Amy has, she deserves. I can tell you right now, she put the time in, she worked hard, she's got her own voice, she's got her own thing going on there. So whatever success she has, it's all her. She put the time in. You know, there's no magic potion there. You know, she started out in Gotham. I watched her put her sets together. She worked. And I'll tell you, I always knew she was going to have something. And I told her right from the get-go, you know, you have something. Early on in her career, But really kind of sold me that she was going to be like a megastar is when she did Last Comic Standing, and she was pretty new, you know. And they were throwing this at her, and she was handling everything they threw at her. I was like, wow. I was really impressed, like each week watching her. And I think she finished 4th that season. She was the highest finishing female. And I was like, that's it. She's off to the races.
Yeah.
You know? And she's going to be one of the best ever. I mean, she's, you know.
But she's also made some of the adjustments that you and I know are very difficult to make. And if you struggle with them in public, you could end up losing your audience. They don't want to see you suddenly driving around in a gold-plated Cadillac. They don't want to see you wearing a pimp hat. They also don't want you to find out that you're bitching and crying about it. There's so many little details that go into making this thing work that you look back and you look at a Jerry Seinfeld, for instance, and you're like, how did he just seem like he cruised along?
Yep.
All those years. There's so many things you got to let roll off your back.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. He's a super smart guy, and another guy just phenomenal. I mean, one of the best ever, if not the best. You know, I mean, here he is, 61 years old now. He's out there, you know, or maybe 62. You know, he's still out there doing sets. You know, he's on the road. I mean, he does a lot of dates. You know, I mean, and he's great. I mean, I watch him, you know, night after night and tweaking this and changing this. You know, and obviously the guy doesn't have to work ever again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, his series, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, which I love. I love watching the show. I'm a car nut, and I love comedy. So it's like for me, it's the perfect little show. You know.
Yeah.
And a new season's coming out this month, as a matter of fact. You know. So, I mean, the guy doesn't have to work another day in his life, and he does.
And he'll drop in and do sets at your place.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And you never know when he's going to come by. Do you just get a call?
No, you know, I mean, sometimes I get ahead, but rarely he just comes by.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, you know, he has carte blanche. He could do that.
Well, this is the funny thing about being Chris Mazzelli, because we're just sitting around talking about 18 different things that you have to be an expert. I mean, you're in the club business, you're a manager, and then the producing takes place. And these are all different jobs.
It makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's never a boring day for me. You know, I wake up early every day. I'm on, you know, on my computer working, and I work till late at night. But the best thing is I really love what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't feel, I'm telling you, I mean, it does not feel like work. None of it. And it doesn't get stressful sometimes. And, you know, there are difficult moments, but overall, you know, I don't believe I make a living doing this. I feel really, really fortunate and lucky to do it. I mean, I love it. It's a great business.
Is there one part of the business that's more stressful than another part for you?
You know what? I mean, listen, you have stressful moments with all the businesses, you know. So no, I wouldn't say one's more than the other, you know. Sometimes I wish, you know, there were more of me, you know. I don't have enough hours in the day, you know, and I got to get better at, like, making time for myself, because that I don't do enough of. But, you know, I remember my dad told me a long time ago, he said, you know what, son, figure out what you love to do and find a way to make money at it. And it always stuck with me, because he didn't like what he did. You know, my dad was really into cars, and he worked for Chevrolet back in the day, and he wanted to be in that line of work. And his dad had a fruit and vegetable store and became ill, and he got into the family business, and it's not what he wanted to do, you know, and he didn't like that business. And for many, you know, he didn't like what he did, you know.
Well, I think it comes down to you're going to have problems, but it's the kind of problems you want as opposed to the kind of problems you don't want. You know, it's fun to solve problems if that's if that's in your place of passion.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, that's what I do.
No.
That's my job. I solve problems. You know, we have problems at the club. I fix them with a client. You know, I like what I'm doing. So it's not the worst thing in the world.
I'm sure you've been approached, and I thought when I first started to hear about you in Levelly Live that I thought maybe you'd think, hey, I could sell out and focus on these other things. Do you ever think that way, or do you like to be in every part of the business?
No, right now, I mean, I like where I am. I like what I'm doing. You know, I mean, and it's, you know, listen, Gotham has been great, and it's hard to believe it's open 20 years already. I mean, it feels like it was
crazy, right?
Like 10 years ago, 5 years ago that we opened up on 22nd Street, and here we are 20 years later. You know, I like them all equally. It's, you know, it's almost saying the, like, pizza, hamburgers, or hot, they're all good.
Yeah.
You know, just different things.
But the fact that you have Gotham also is a way for you to see people really early on.
Oh, yeah.
Do you turn around and look at somebody who's 22 and I'm going to keep an eye
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, listen, I mentioned the name earlier, Leonard Oots, you know, and it's funny you mentioned 22 because we saw him a little over a year ago. He sent me a tape for the TV show. And I mean, I've looked at, I think 2,700 comedians for that TV show now.
Mm-hmm.
I get the tape and I said to my brother, I said, you know what? This guy's really good. I'm going to book him on the show. And if he could do this on the show, we should sign him as an act, you know.
That quickly.
So he came in a few months later, did the TV show. He wasn't even feeling well, and he destroyed in the show. And I said, we got to sign this guy, you know. So we called the West Coast and said, look, we're gonna sign this guy. And, you know, he's the real deal. Brought him to Montreal. He did New Faces up there. He signed with CAA across the board. He's got a series development at MTV, and I think it's gonna go his own show, you know. And he's 23.
23 years old.
You know, and listen, he's got it. You know, he's got that thing. You know, and a lot of it too that I notice at that age, it's the confidence. Like I see this kid on stage, and it still surprises me that he's only 23 years old because it looks like he's been doing it for 15 years.
Right.
You know, he's got the confidence and poise, and he knows where he's going. He knows he's the real deal.
But you know that there are some people that have confidence that don't have talent. That happens all the time.
Listen, you know, confidence is a part of it. You need to, you know, the goods to back it up.
Yeah.
And he's got good material. He's a funny story. And listen, he's the type of kid that you just look at him, you start laughing. He's just, you know, and he's a likable guy.
I love the fact, and it's so interesting that you can end up looking to just thousands and thousands of tapes and then know pretty quickly. Like you don't need 10 minutes or 12 minutes. You know pretty quickly into that. This guy's got something.
Well, listen, I'm doing this now 27 years, you know, so I mean, I've looked at thousands upon thousands of people live and on tape, so you just kind of know, and especially with a TV show, because if you can believe it, there have been some comics that have had good sets and good material, but it's just not the right temperament for a live show because, you know, the audience is bouncing off the walls for those shows, you know, and it's a very, very high energy room. So if you're very kind of soft-spoken and timid, while it might work in a club, on the live show, it's not the right thing. But yeah, I have it down to a science now, and we kind of know what we're looking for on the show. And you know what? Like, some people I've worked a lot with, like, the first set wasn't right, I tell them change X, Y, and Z. The second, you know, 3 or 4, and then because I like doing that.
Sure.
You know, because what's nice about the show, and I think one of the most gratifying things for us to do the show, is we're able to launch people's careers, you know, and really they get that tape and they can get it out. And, you know, plenty of people have gotten other work from it. You know, like Pete Davidson, I think, did his first TV shot on the show. Michael Che did his first TV shot on the show, you know. And a lot of the people, you know, have taken those tapes and sent them to The Tonight Show, you know, or Kimmel and gotten work from it, you know. So it's cool.
That's how quick, though. It almost seems like in the business or any business, people have to see it done somewhere else before they believe.
100%, you know, because it legitimizes you. It's like, hey, you know what? Somebody else believes in you enough to put you on this TV show. And the good thing is, like, look, once you get past the point of you're passed to do the show, you almost can't mess it up. You know, what I'm talking about is we do comedy, you know, every day. As we do for a living. So we understand it really well. When you get on set, when you get to do that show, we have a warmer comic go up and warm that audience up. So the audience is ready to go. You know, the room is packed. You know, it's the right host. So you're put in a position where as long as you go up there and do your act, you almost can't fail, you know, and then you have a legitimate tape to take out and say, hey, I did the show. And you know, people have gotten a lot of work from it.
Yeah. And the fact that it's live, that's so, you know, ahead of any curve that we had out there at the time.
You know, I didn't want to jinx it because I think Thursday will be our 110th show.
Wow.
Or 11th. You know, and it's like we have to hit certain time deadlines to do it live, and it's actually worked out well. And there was that excitement, and I think the crowd kind of feels that too. Like they know something special is happening, you know, and this is going on right now. You know, you're up there without a net, you know. I mean, and if you screw up, that's it. You know.
Well, I know Sebastian told me once that he had trouble at a talk show and they kind of reshot when he came out. And people don't realize that kind of stuff is not uncommon at all.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why they don't shoot movies live, because sometimes it takes up a warm-up period to get that. So, yeah, this is the most without a net show that's out there.
And, to the credit of the crew there and, the other producers that we work with, Dave Goldberg and Rob Sia, and the director is a dear friend of mine and phenomenal, a guy named Bob Lampell. I met him years ago. He did a series, the first series we did, the original Gotham, called New Joke City with Robert Klein.
Yeah.
He directed those shows, and he just has a really good eye, for comedy. And, the rehearsals are very, very structured, and we take our time with them. And, it's almost like being in the military. You're ready when those bullets start being shot at your head,
right.
And the comics, they're not, and the other great thing is because it's in a club setting and the majority of the comics have been on that stage before, it takes a lot of the nerves away. They're in a comfortable environment and, we're very relaxed. It's not a high-strung environment. So when they get there, it's all kind of chill, and I think it relaxes them, and I tell them point blank, look, you're going to kill tonight.
But see, that's the thing that you have. Maybe again, it comes from experience, but what a comedian, that quiet time that they need before. There's a lot of places that are bringing people back, and can we get some pictures? A lot of people don't think of every one of those things.
No, you need that.
Yeah.
It's even like, we film live from 10 to 11, but we have the comics show up at 7 o'clock. And sometimes an agent or manager, they have to be there at that time, and the reason why I do that is, look, this is New York City. You never know how long it's going to take you to get to a certain place, The last thing, if I gave them an 8 o'clock call time, rehearsal 8 o'clock, do I really want them showing up stressed out, 15 minutes late, sweating, nervous as hell? Because you don't lose that easily,
Yeah.
They get there 7 o'clock, they chill out for a little while. We cater food in, and it's good food. It's from a friend of mine's restaurant, really good place, which I'll plug. Zagara. It's on 7th Avenue between 22nd and 23rd Street. Phenomenal Italian food. Giuseppe Mazzeo, the guy's name is. But they do the catering for the show, so they can come in, they can have some food, they can talk to other comics, they kind of unwind, and then an hour later we do rehearsal, and they have some time to chill even after that. So it's all really well thought out, and we're teeing them up to be successful.
How many seats are in Gotham too? For
300.
So 300 is much bigger than most TV settings. You know what I mean? Most TV settings you'll go in, there's 60, 70 seats, and they're not set up in a club environment. So this is really a chance for a comic to kill on TV in front of a large audience.
And because we've been doing this so long, we have the room mic'd really well. There's a lot of mics inside the room, so you're picking up that because you see, and this is like, when you have people that shoot comedy that don't understand comedy, they don't think of things like miking the audience. So the home audience is watching this comedian, right? And they don't hear any laughter. And they don't hear any laughter, not because people are not laughing. They don't hear any laughter because the room is not mic'd. The audience is not mic'd.
I've had that happen when I went to see SNL. I thought I was watching the most outrageous show ever. I go home and it feels flatter than it did in the room. It happens all the time.
It's true.
Chris, thanks so much for stopping by here. I could talk with you every day about this kind of stuff, and I want you to know, I never hear anything but great things about you.
Oh, that's
from comics, from people in the business, everybody.
That's nice.
You have as good as reputation as you could have.
Well, so Chris, do you, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate that too. Gotham Comedy Club. It's located at 208 West 23rd Street in New York City. Now, this weekend, John Lovitz is going to be headlining there, but he's also hosting Gotham Comedy Live Thursday, 10 o'clock on Access TV. Thank you again, my friend.
Thanks, pal.
We'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye.
This has been Innovators of Entertainment, which is brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka. Distilled 6 times from 100% corn and naturally gluten-free. Come visit us at titosvodka.com.
That is the only one and only Chris Mazzelli. Very, very brilliant guy. Gotham Comedy Club, as well as that show, Gotham Comedy Live. That airs Thursdays, 10 o'clock on Access TV. Well, that's it for us. Ends another day here at the Old Bennington Show. Each of us doing our most. Gail, you didn't want to say that you were in a meeting with Chris?
I didn't want to say that I was in a meeting with Chris.
Why do you think anybody matters, though? Why do you think anyone goes, oh?
Chris needed to be meted with.
You missed Chris Mazzelli, and he was fantastic.
I know. I could only just hear it a little bit in the other room, but I was, how loud Chris is.
You know what? Go back to hit the on demand, see if it made it. And because we never know. I can't brag and say, go to On Demand and listen to this.
I'm going to check it.
I like to say, go to On Demand. There's a 50-50 shot. But we were also talking about your friend Dennis and how good of friends they are and how good they get along together.
Very cool.
Yeah. He's a sharp guy. One of the sharpest I think working out there today. But we got to leave now. Well, I'm glad you're all worked out, Chris.
Yes.
So this meeting was about tomorrow night?
The following week.
Yes.
It's not about Unmasked. We're okay with Unmasked.
We're great with Unmasked.
We're all set for tonight.
Comedy 101?
Yes, Comedy 101.
Now, why does it have to take place during a show?
Bad scheduling. That's what's going on.
So,
just to be honest.
But Joey, let me just point this out. Joey did a good job when you moved over.
Did he?
Gail, I'm glad that you feel as positive as Chris does.
I feel very confident. That was a good meeting.
Let me tell you, because when Chris tells me he's confident, I feel nothing. I never feel like, this is working out great. I just can't believe you, Chris. It's not personal.
That's the only feeling I want to give you, Ron. That's all I want to give you.
Why
is that weird?
It comes across as...
You have to believe me.
I think gays call that daddy sex. Is that the thing?
No!
Yeah, it's like he's like a leather daddy to you.
Yeah, and I'm not, I don't want to be.
He doesn't.
I just want to be a guy who works with you.
Me too. I don't want you to be a leather daddy.
But you can't be sitting around going, I hope Ron is happy right now. That's nuts.
I mean, it just sounded weird when you said, that's how I want to make you feel. This is the feelings I want to give you.
I'm going
to stand
by
uncomfortable.
that statement. I'm standing by it.
Like, look, coming into this show, I knew you guys were close. I knew you guys had a lot of history between you.
It's a lot of history here, huh?
Yeah.
It really is.
There's got to be more to that story.
Well, that's it for me.
Me too.
I'm very uncomfortable.
You know what, Ron? I apologize for making you feel uncomfortable with that last statement.
Yeah, I think it's bad, Chris, to be honest. Not only that, but our guest said to me, this really is unnerving.
Oh, God.
You've embarrassed us.
Didn't want that.
He said he patted him down. He said, if you try anything against Ron, I'll kill you.
I kill you.
That's what I do with all guests.
You can be Tony Hale, my bag boy. Just follow me around with my bag of stuff. All right, that's it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to say we're going to see everybody again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!